And welcome back to the IPF World Championships. This is Six Pack Lapidat, and today I am joined with special guest Joe Stanek, USAPL coach of the national team, as well as you got your own personal coaching?
Yeah, I work with Bryce Lewis and a few others over at the Strength Athlete. There's 5 of us that coach together.
And some of the guys that you guys coach? Some of the bigger names we might know?
Garrett Blevins, if you're familiar with Yangsu Ren, Deadlift Panda, has that huge deadlift in the 83
That's
kilo.
right.
Lots of other.
And Bryce Lewis, of course, yeah.
I mean, I guess you could count him.
So today we're going to be calling this 66 and 74 juniors, and we'll kick it up in the 66 junior class with Juan Santiago from Mexico, 175 kilo opener.
Ooh, looks like a bit of a fight to start.
Holy smokes. You know what? He's laughing it off.
Might just be nerves.
You know what? It's just, I don't know. It didn't look like his bar path went off any technical errors. I hope it's not strength related. Yeah, he leaned forward. Was it just a balance issue, you'd think?
Seems like he might have lost his bracing a little bit coming out of the hole. I don't know. I think it just might have just come down to the fact that he's nervous. It's likely, one of his first international competitions.
Yeah, might be right. And next up, we have 185 kilo being loaded on the bar for David Naderski of Poland.
His squat PB is listed at 185.5, so must have made some huge improvements in training.
Well, let's hope. Sometimes you see some guys that open really close to that line.
I'm not sure on that front. Sometimes training just goes that well.
Yeah.
I have to wonder, though. I hope he's hit a little bit more in training than what is listed.
Yeah, we will see.
I'm sure he wouldn't be opening with it if he wasn't confident in it.
Now, I've been talking to some Polish lifters, and it is a dreadful flight, 40 hours to get here, huge time zone change, so everybody should be opening nice and well within their means.
Bit of a fight there.
It is a bit of a fight for an opener, isn't it?
Good lift, though. Definitely in the meat.
3 white lights, he's on the board. Didn't necessarily give himself a lot of room to grow.
I have to admit, though, I'm admiring his quads. Pretty lean.
He did come in lean, might have cut some weight. Now, next up, 200 kilo for the Canadian Clifton foe. Clifton, if you remember, last year in Belarus, huge dramatic deadlift. It was a world record to win the world championships, get the gold medal. Straight out of a Disney movie, when everyone would have thought, no way he's going to pull this. But we got some scouting here. You said you bumped into Clifton?
I did. So Clifton and I were chatting a little bit earlier, and he tells me he's been working around some injuries, and he hasn't hit, honestly, even close to around 80% of this. So hopefully he's feeling confident. He always looks pretty happy when he's lifting.
Yeah, he's a pretty fun-loving guy. So Clifton, who usually has a huge deadlift in his back pocket to pull out wins, may or may not have that weapon today. Let's see how the 200 kilo depth is there.
Not too bad, a little bit slow, but
yeah,
good start.
Yeah.
Definitely
and
good depth.
Sometimes it just takes, you just got to wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
A good opener will wake up the nervous system.
Yeah, I think that's how most lifters are. They are really anticipating it. Their heart's beating very fast, and then once that first squat's finally done, they're like, okay, it's go time.
Yep. And Henzo from Ecuador, also going to take 200 kilo.
I tried to do some scouting on as many lifters as I could, and this is one of the few people I couldn't really find anything on.
Yeah, it's in this day and age, everybody's on Instagram.
Exactly.
And the odd person, they're on Instagram, but they're posting pictures, they're posting stills, maybe old footage, but not giving you much.
Yeah. So let's see. He's listed.
On platform 1 from Ecuador, 200 kilos.
Got him
listed at 210 for his best. So.
210. So this is 10 kilo under his best, based off his nomination, if that's to be believed.
And he's rocking those new exclusive SBD sleeves that are on sale here. Shout out to SBD, of course.
Wow, you're good at this.
It's not my first rodeo.
3 white lights, and that actually moved pretty well.
Yeah, really, really well.
Take another shot at this. Yeah, that bar path is on point. No question about his depth. And that's what you like to see.
Very strong start.
Now, we have two Canadians in the 66 kilo class. We have the defending world champion, and Jake Allison is one of the favorites
Yes.
here. Looking as projected, it says 605, but Jake obviously likes to take big jumps because he's actually the #1 nomination, tied with Eddie Berglund of Sweden.
Yeah, coming in with a 227 nominated squat. He's been pretty silent on social media. Hasn't really been posting a lot, so we'll see what kind of improvements he's made.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That was quite the descent, but should be good.
You know, it's tough. You don't want to read too much into an opener. Sometimes, is he limping?
A little bit.
Oh, no.
Might just be cramps. I'm sure a lot of these 66 kilo guys, maybe it's just something I've noticed over my time coaching, but it seems like 66 and below always seems to be the huge cut class.
Yeah.
Usually we'll find those gentlemen in the sauna.
Sometimes they actually get stronger as the day goes because they're replenishing the water. Very true.
Which is a big one for Jake, just because he has that huge deadlift.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe it's going to come in handy and he'll grow stronger as we go.
Absolutely.
Eddie Berglund, a wily veteran of the game, despite being just a junior.
Yeah. Arguably the best bench arch in the IPF. I don't know if you would agree with that.
Sean Noriega might give him a run, but yeah, it's up there.
Ironically, they're both on the platform right now.
215 kilo opener.
Very smooth.
Yeah, now that's one of the better looking squat openers we've seen. And he flew in from Europe, so there's hope for those facing those huge travels and time changes.
I think if you tend to plan it out, despite it being a long flight, maybe trying to get here a little bit early.
Yeah, acclimatize yourself, especially if you have a weight cut.
We got Dallas Bay coming up next.
215 kilo opener.
It's a really big opener.
And what are your scouting reports with Dallas? He actually, on the nominations, looks ranked 3rd, but what are you thinking?
So I think Dallas has been making some big improvements in training. I know his coach Elish relatively well, and he's hit some pretty big lifts in training. He had a 500-pound squat recently, or 227.5 kilos, pretty darn easily. So this should be a pretty light opener for him.
And you were saying he actually does a lot of tempoed work. Let's see if this, pretty quickly. Wow.
Ooh, wow.
Yikes. 215 as though it's a warm-up.
Very nice.
Yeah, you were saying actually, was it Dallas that did, in terms of training, a lot of tempo work and very few full-speed singles?
Yeah. So from what I know about Elish's training, a lot of his work is based in tempos. I'm talking as high as 6-second eccentrics.
Wow.
And then he likes to give his lifters very little time with full speed. But he has quite a few lifters that are on the U.S. national team, so it definitely seems like it's working pretty well.
Yeah. Well, based on how he handled 215, I think we're going to have a lot more people training their 6-second eccentrics.
That's hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a bit of a tongue twister. I was brave enough to take a stab at it. 175 kilo once again for João Santiago from Mexico.
Hopefully he puts this back together.
Now, did he cut depth there? Sometimes you miss and you get shy with that weight.
Definitely a little on the line.
Oh, they gave it to him. Okay.
Good, he's on the board. Now everybody's in the meet. Definitely never want anybody to be in that position.
Yeah, we've even seen gold medal favorites, bomb out in a squat based off a nomination, and we've seen gold medal favorites in the lead right up until the deadlifts, far ahead of the rest of the pack, open with world record range deadlifts, bomb out on the deadlifts, even with no one chasing them really. So anything can happen. Sometimes the nominations can lie.
Yeah, I think that speaks so well to the importance of good attempt selection when it comes to training.
100%.
And having a good coach on your side. I'm sure that's why a lot of these people that are here volunteering their time to work with the athletes are selected for their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a risk-reward situation on here, right? Oftentimes, I know coaches will say, look, you could hit PRs anywhere. This is the one day of the year you can either medal or win the world championships. You don't gamble for a PR or world record just because it's within reach.
Absolutely. I mean, if it is within reach, then of course take it.
Yeah, if it falls along the plane. Well, that's a quick descent into the hole. Buddy, he battles it out, and the pole.
Should be a good lift there.
The pole looks like, 3 white lights with 192.5 kilo.
The biggest thing, of course, though, is to stick to the plan and form a plan that only involves yourself. I'm sure you've heard people say the competition really doesn't matter until the deadlifts hit the floor.
Yeah.
That's the way you should treat every meet, especially meets like this where competition is such a big deal.
Yeah, sometimes if you keep your eyes on your fellow competitors, they can push you to do weights that are a little out of your reach. And they might be big squatters, and you might catch them on the dead. You give up a squat trying to chase.
Speaking of people who will catch up on the deads, we got Clifton Foe with 210.
Nice segue, sir. Let's hope that Clifton's deadlift has been brought with him today. A bit of a question mark revolving around the defending world champion. We are in Canada this time.
Yes.
So hopefully the Canadian may be spurred on by his countrymen.
Yeah, I have to say, this is my first time spending a lengthy amount of time in Canada. Really enjoying it.
Well, what do you think about that depth?
He's definitely close.
He's on the line. Oh, they
There
give
we
it to him
go.
as well. One of the judges out there, Susie Hartwig-Gary, a living legend in powerlifting, recently just won the world championships
Yeah,
earlier this week.
she's definitely a big influence of mine in terms of coaching. A lot of my attempt selection and philosophy comes from her and her husband, Matt.
That's right. Yeah, they're actually U.S. national team coaches as well.
They are. And they're very, very excellent at what they do. Matt has a little bit of a freaky power to just pick whatever number.
His scouting reports are in-depth. He has dossiers on all of the rival lifters. He knows what you ate that morning. He knows the movies you watched the week before. If you got in a fight with your girlfriend, he knows about it. Somehow he knows about it.
Somehow. Comes in handy, I'm sure.
Now, Henzo Santalis from Ecuador, 210 kilo.
I'm going to let you stick to the names because
Yeah,
I would have murdered that.
I may have, sir. Wow, sticks it out, 10 kilo jump, picks it up, has a little room to spare.
That actually looked a little bit better than his opener. I think he just found his groove on that one.
Yeah, the thing with the squat, sometimes if you slightly get out of your bar path, perhaps lose a little tension, things get a lot heavier a lot quicker, don't they?
Yeah, you can definitely see he just was a lot more confident on that lift. His face the whole time just said confidence compared to his first one. It seemed a little bit neutral.
Now, this is a pretty small flight, only 7 lifters. I feel like we just saw Jake Allison, and 2 minutes later we see him again. Hopefully the fellas are pacing themselves. Some lifters, doesn't affect them at all. Other lifters, they need that extra time.
Yeah, that's something you don't really consider in training. Maybe you should add a little bit of extra cardio to deal with short flights like this.
That's right.
That is an intense look from Jake Allison.
I was about to say, and 10 kilo jump, we thought his opener was solid, but 10 kilos should be a tell for where he's at today. Whoa!
Holy!
Wow.
Good on him for staying with the bar on that one.
Yeah, no question about that.
That was crazy.
We got to see the slow-mo replay here. What exactly went wrong?
It just seems like he took it down a little bit too fast, and once you get below a certain depth, you just can't hold on to that bracing.
Now, yeah, that's exactly it. Do you think he was attempting, because in his opener he didn't do this, you never want to switch tactics, midway through a world championship. Was he trying to dive bomb that in there a little, you think?
I think he might have just been trying to catch it, to catch a stretch reflex of some kind,
Yeah.
but he just sort of lost it on the way down.
Yeah, because his knee opened up, and that's tough. Hopefully he can rebound, but it will cost him because Eddie Berglund is now opening up with 2.5 on his second attempt.
Yeah, and they're, as we talked about before, quite close on the nominated totals. So making lifts is what counts in this case.
Especially with how Dallas also moved his opener.
Yeah.
Eddie, look at that right knee come in, and perhaps getting close to that line himself.
Yeah, not much more there. I'd probably go 2.5 if I were picking attempts on that one.
A little bit of drama early. Take a look at this. You see his right knee flex in, but he's a fighter. He keeps his chest up and able to push his knee back out. Although, third time around, might not be so lucky. Now, Dallas Bay, if he's paying attention to these second attempts, and his second attempt moves like a second attempt, really has an opportunity here to move ahead.
Yeah. mean, this is only a 10-kilo jump, so it should look pretty good. As I mentioned before in training, he had a pretty easy 500-pound squat.
Yeah, and was that one of the squats he had taken with a 6-second eccentric?
No, that one was full speed.
Okay.
So that was
Because if it was, my friend, we're going to see some major weight moved for his third attempt.
he'll. This shouldn't be much of a problem for him.
He is a big 66-kilo lifter, and that is frightening for the rest of the opposition.
Yeah, for sure. That was extremely smooth.
You know, that's where you come in as the third nomination, and after your second squat, probably everybody's looking at you as though you might be the first.
Dallas is also no stranger to high-level competition. He's placed very, very well at the collegiate level. He's a graduate of Rutgers University. And they have a long history of very strong powerlifters. I know their women's team is going to the University World Cup in, I think, a month.
Oh, wow.
That.
So the nerves aren't going to rattle him.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think? What do you think he'll go on the third? Before
You know what?
The third attempt in.
I'm just wondering now. He has the opportunity to see what everyone else has gone. I think he's going to maintain his lead. I was just actually looking at his deadlift. He's got a pretty good deadlift on him as well. If the rest of the field's hoping to catch him on deads.
All right, we got 185 on the bar for Juan.
Yeah, Juan Santiago of Mexico. 10-kilo jump, misses opener, came back, hit it. Oh, now is that a little high?
That is a big
Oh,
fight.
bleeding from the fight is on. Just gushing blood. All reds, ironically. Wowzers.
Lots of red on that platform right
We
now.
promised action, and it delivers. Watch the blood come out like a fountain.
Wow. I've never seen that happen before.
Now that's pressure.
That
is some intensity. Let nobody say he wasn't pushing the envelope for it.
The biggest thing for a lot of these lifters, honestly, is just staying as tight as they can. And you can say he stayed so tight that
Yeah,
something
he got
had
tension. He got tension.
Something had to come out.
There was some compression there. Yeah. It comes out in all different ways. Now 200 kilo loaded on the bar for the pole. David Natorsky. Just a 7.5 kilo jump.
As I recall, his last lift was a little bit of a fight. So
7.5 kilo could be enough. 22 years old.
looks like they're just cleaning off the platform right now.
I was gonna say I couldn't really see. Fair play.
As I recall, when there's blood on the bar, there's usually about a minute in between. I don't know if it's the same with the platform.
Yeah.
That might be what's going on here.
Well, we promised you a battle in the 66 kilo class. Blood has been drawn, and the battle is on.
All right, and we're back at it.
200 kilo, looking to go 3 for 3. Something to keep in mind with some of these lifters, even if they're not threatening a podium finish, every ranking is actually points for your national team.
Absolutely.
And the juniors is uber competitive. So whenever you could finish, even just finishing the day is good to bring your team points.
Yeah.
But some people jockey from 6th to 5th, from 5th to 4th. It all means something in the bigger picture.
Some might even argue it might be a little bit more competitive than the opens at some point.
At points in certain weight divisions, for sure. Wow, it's just a little too much there. Yeah, that's definitely. It depends on the weight class. I mean, some of the opens you can have a runaway, and obviously some of the juniors as well. But this is one of the weight classes in the 66 kilo. We're lucky enough. It looks like we're gonna have a scrap. Just a little too much weight there for David.
I think it speaks a lot to the future of the sport. A lot of the lifters that are down here in the juniors could be very, very competitive in the opens.
Yeah, I mean, you even have Russell Orhai, who is a junior still,
Correct.
jumping in the open, battling the likes of legends like Brett Gibbs, and even John Hack, who everybody's familiar with, moved up as a junior.
Mm-hmm.
And,
You're correct.
Yeah, so.
All right, we got Clifton here taking a 5 kilo jump. Somehow manages to look super happy despite the fact that he's about to go lift super maximal weights. I don't know how he does that.
Yeah, I mean, some people, maybe it's a way of breaking tension.
Probably, I would imagine so. The only other lifter I know that can do that successfully is L.S. McLean.
I was about to say LS. The guy smiles right before he pulls. for the gold medal.
Practically dances onto the platform.
Yeah. 2:15. Very slow.
Get up, Clifton. Get up.
Wow.
Nice.
That should be good.
There we
It
go.
is. Yeah. Picks up another 5 kilo.
So that's exactly what I'm talking about with the importance of proper attempt selection. His coach put in exactly the number that he needed, and that's an extra 5 kilos on his total. If he would have gone 7.5, it would have been a no lift.
You know, on his nomination, it's 205. That's 215. Could he be at 100% then?
I don't know. Maybe he was
Yeah.
lying to me. It's possible.
Were you wearing your American coaching team jacket when you talked to him?
I was. So maybe that's
Who
it.
knows? A guy who's smiling like that, you always got to double. Yeah, why are you smiling so much, sir?
I don't know.
That's right.
I feel like I could trust the guy.
Yeah, when he has got a smile on his face like that.
Yeah, just always so happy-go-lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, perhaps a little more beyond that smile. Now, yeah, you don't want to trip on the shoelace there. Well played, sir. Hands over from Ecuador, 217.5 kilo. 7.5 kilo jump.
He's got a really great setup, tons of upper
Yeah.
back tightness, so really, really good shoulder mobility to be able to take that close of a grip.
Absolutely well said, and likely to stay upright. He likes it. He had a good time with
Judges
it.
do too.
3 white lights. It's always a good sign when the lifter's giggling to himself on the lockout.
You know what the secret is he's color coordinated.
Oh, yeah,
That's
wow.
what it is right there.
Extra points there?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Puts an extra 2.5 kilos on your squat.
Is that
maybe.
right? Is that fact?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It must be. That's why SPD keeps creating those
Yeah.
new colored knee sleeves.
Beautifully done. Now, Jake Allison, he had a scary moment with 220. And how much does it rally you as a lifter to come back out and face the weight that literally, no fight at all, planted you into the ground and hammered you there like a nail, and it was the hammer. 220 kilo once again. You can't lower the weight.
Yeah, in situations like this, especially if I were coaching that lifter, I would just tell them, you've done stuff like this in training. This is weight that you've done way more than. Go out there, execute properly, and it should be no problem. Don't worry about what happened before.
Whether you believe it or not, you tell them it's a misgroove. It's always a misgroove. Oh my gosh, that's really low. That's not going to happen. That is really low. That was, if you're looking to hit depth, that was depth all day. But take a look on the slow-mo. Is he purposely going that low and think he's going to come out from that low?
I don't know. I think it might just be that he's hypermobile in that area, and that's what feels comfortable for him. But because of it, the weight kind of pins him.
3-4 inches below depth. That is you don't get extra points for
No.
going that low. That is yeah, wow.
That's a real shame. He was the top nominated squat, and he's coming away. Where is he sitting right now?
Yeah, he's
Sitting
so far
fourth.
down the ranks. Yeah, you have to. I was
shame.
looking up high, but he's really dropped in the rankings. That's why. Here's another reason. Sometimes you want to base off someone's openers. Wow, if he's opening there, where could he end up? Some guys stay there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he bought himself some insurance with that 210, and he is a big deadlifter.
We'll see what Eddie can do. His last lift was quite the fight.
Oh, wow, that right knee again threatens it. He pushes it out. Yeah, you know what? Well called. Wow, he went up 5 kilo.
Yeah.
Good on him, and that's
Again,
the
excellent coaching.
signs of a wily veteran. 12 years in the game, despite being born in '95.
Also, no knee sleeves.
Bare knee.
I feel like you never see that anymore.
Naked knee. Should we have given a warning? Naked knee out there. Dallas Bay from U.S. 232.5 kilo.
Based on how 225 moved, I think this should be no problem.
Yeah, it's he's really racking up the points here.
Especially if it's a slow one. You should be an expert in that.
Well, it does raise. Has he been practicing in regards like if he could handle these kind of weights so slow when he's at full speed? It seems super fast to him.
Yeah.
And if a fight comes, he's more than ready.
Yeah, I think that's the point in using tempos in your training is getting used to staying tight when it gets slow.
Yeah.
Mastering the movement pattern, that sort of thing.
Clearly working wonders for Dallas here. Oh wow. Oh wow, that is. Let's see what the judges say. 3
Good
white
lift.
lights.
Excellent.
Let's take another look at this here. Yeah, it's right on the line depth. he buckled a little, but the bar itself never changed bar path.
Normally, if the bar would have gone down, he would have gotten a blue card for that. But
Yeah,
absolutely good lift.
He's lucky that the bar remained the same despite his wobbling underneath. And there you have it. Dallas Bay comes off with the gold medal. Eddie Berglund coming off with the silver. And the Ecuadorian actually sneaking in there and grabbing a bronze medal. You know, it's a little bit of a shakeup, isn't it? I think that we better pay attention on the bench press event. It's going to be some precious kilos for some of these lifters to catch back up, particularly Allison from Canada.
Yeah.
Now into the 74 kilo class.
Now, there's a lot of big lifters in this class that I'm looking very much forward to seeing. I might be a little bit biased because of my country, but I'm very excited to see the two USA lifters.
Marcio Silva of Brazil, 150 kilo on the bar. Wow.
See, that was a great opener, and it just so happens that he's color coordinated.
That's right. You know what? You're on to something. Beautiful SBD singlet and knee sleeves, as well as the socks. Well, but they also give them team
That is
packs.
true. That is true.
But yeah, this is a huge flight here.
Yeah, especially compared to the 66s.
Yeah, a lot more time for turnaround to recuperate, bounce back if you have to grind one out. And as we march along, if you got a scouting report you want to give, you go ahead. I know you did a little research.
For sure.
Sean Ferran of Ireland.
I actually was just looking at some of his posts on social media recently.
Is that right?
Yeah, he actually, I'm not sure if he does his own training or he works with a coach, but he actually did a mock meet a week out.
Whoa, all-out mock meet.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
It seemed, based on how heavy things look. Well, 185 moves well. I haven't heard of back-to-back meets a week apart, but...
I mean, it might have been conservative. I know his nominated squat is sitting at 200, and he hit 205 in training. So.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what happens today.
Let's see.
The problem is nobody cares what you did in the gym.
Exactly. Got to replicate it here on the platform. It's not a PR until you do it on the platform. That's for
right.
Sure.
That's right. Now, Connor Devley of Ireland, 195 kilo. 2 Irish competitors in the field here. 2 Japanese. 2 from Singapore.
Yeah, this is another one of the lifters who's not on social media for some reason, making my scouting reports seem useless. Good start, though. Very strong opener on that front.
Plenty of room. That's how you want your opener really to look.
Yeah, take notes, everybody. That is
right.
exactly what you want.
Give yourself room. I mean, you only have so many fights in you. You hate to grind one out, and that's the first lift of the day.
That just kills your confidence, too.
Yeah.
You always want, if there's any opener you want to be easy, it should be the squat because it's your first lift of the day.
Absolutely.
We got Ilya from Russia. This guy competes both raw and equipped.
Is that right?
Yeah. He's done some pretty insane stuff equipped. I've seen a 280 kilo deadlift very easily on his Instagram.
Wow. So you know what? It does. And the deadlift is one of those lifts you get the least out of your suit. Nice squat, 205. Does it well.
Not amazingly easy, but definitely in that opener range.
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult because some lifters, they're never going to be fast.
For sure.
So especially if you're not super familiar with them, it's always easier if you've seen these people several times at the Worlds, you know what to expect. And if things go awry, like, oh, wow, that doesn't look normal on their behalf. But Singapore, 2 lifters in here from Singapore. Chua.
Yeah,
let's call him Jonathan.
That. Jonathan?
Yeah, let's take the low-hanging fruit there. I'm not sure why I skipped past. So Jonathan from Singapore, 210 kilo on the bar.
Nominated squat comes in at 235.
Well below that, so we're expecting him to destroy that. Although Singapore, literally the other side of the world, a full day time zone difference. Let's hope it doesn't affect him.
Should be pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Wonderful technique, too.
That's where the smart play by the Singapore national coaching, when you have a 235 squat in your pocket, maybe more because these are juniors and they progress so quickly, still open up 210 because you take these factors into play and you say, let's see where we're at. There's a lot of variables in play. Let's play it smart. We got 3 attempts, and we're going to use them.
That's smart planning on their front. I'm sure they'll take a nice jump and give them the chance to express that strength.
Ashton.
The other Singaporean lifter.
Yeah, back-to-back, 215 kilos. Let's take a look at his nominated
if I recall correctly, looking at his training, he has hit. I saw a 240 squat on his Instagram.
Wowzers! So his 225 nomination is way off,
Yeah,
which can happen. 240.
Yeah, it's amazing. A lot of these juniors just progress so well.
Yeah, at that age, you really can, right?
Yeah, I'm personally on my way out of the juniors and wish that I had that level of progression.
And look at the size of him for a 74, the biggest man, at least the tallest man on the platform.
Did that look a little close to you on depth?
It's going to be border. Let's see what the judges say. Yep, they give it to him.
Good look.
You know, sometimes when you go out there in your opener, I say it's kind of like establishing the strike zone with the umpire. This time you're establishing the strike zone with the refs. Yeah, I guess from that angle it looked depth.
Yeah, we don't have the best angle. In
That's
terms of
right.
seeing that.
That's right. And some guys' hips are a little offset.
So we've got the Japanese lifter. Fun fact about this guy, he's actually hit over the junior world record in training at an absolute RP 11, I might add, but he has done it.
So, I mean, yeah, he flew from the other side of the world again, facing the same variables, and it's not easy. These 74 kilo weight class, they cut a lot of weight, but if he's on point, we might see some world records being attempted.
Yeah. Based on this opener, I would imagine that's probably somewhere in his plan.
Yeah, 220 kilo opener. Now his nominated total of 230, we're probably going to throw that right out the window.
Yeah, more than likely.
Let's see how he handles this. If it looks like opening weight, he's on par.
Real
if it
wide
doesn't,
stance.
yeah, very wide. What do you think?
Definitely borderline. Seemed like a smooth move.
Yeah. You know what? So maybe
Looks
not.
Yeah, looks like we might not see that unless he decides to not repeat the weight. Usually, when I'm coaching individuals, if somebody misses, especially on a technical issue like that, I would say let's just repeat the weight.
Yeah, I would think so too. I mean, it's the World Championships. You miss the first one on depth, you miss the second one on strength. Now you're really in trouble. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's probably better to just repeat and not worry about world records. Even though this is one of the few places that you can do that, it's better to just give yourself the best chance to have a good day, because at the end of the day, the total is what matters and not the individual lifts.
Absolutely. 220 also for Nathan from Great Britain. Okay, that's how 220 is supposed to look.
Exactly. that was a beautiful opener.
He was not shy on depth.
I've seen some 240 kilo squats from him as well.
Wow. Okay.
Scouting.
Is this would those be in training or?
Yes. Yeah. So well over his nominated squat.
225 on his nomination. See, that's where, if you don't have someone doing the scouting and the Americans, you guys very good on your reports on all your opposition.
For sure.
I know I talked to the Canadian team. They do the same.
And
that's the level powerlifting's at these days.
It's worth it to do that. I mean, social media is basically a free scouting tool.
Yeah.
I feel like you would be at a disadvantage not to do that.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. Everything is online. All the national results. Some people are like, well, I don't see them on any world results. You know what nation they're on. Go to the website. You can search it, see what the official numbers are. If they're online, almost everybody's posting these days. Igawa from Japan, 230 kilo opener. So let's see how he handles this. Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah, he's a little tilted there.
Looks like the bar might have been a little bit uneven.
Yeah.
Still
He
a good
gets
lift,
it.
though. I think generally one of the things that a lot of lifters, especially if it's their first international event, they tend to get a little bit extra nervous. So that they won't go through their process, which I think is one of the most important things that a lifter can do in training is really nail that down and just try to make it like it's another day at the gym.
Yeah, I got to agree. And it should be noted, Igawa also, his nominated squat was 230. He just opened with it.
Yeah. We got Michael from the U.S.
240 kilo opener. And he is the second nomination here.
Yes, he's had a really good training cycle. I was just talking with him earlier. He's coached by my friend Chance. He's made some very big improvements, and he seems like he's in really good spirits. See how this looks.
Depth there.
Very nice.
A little wobbly at lockout, but it's depth. He's probably just a little eager. Sometimes when it moves faster than you even expected.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was, in terms of speed, that was definitely what an opener should look like.
Yeah. And the fact that that's the weight he's moving, 240 kilo, means he's on par to be one of the gold medal favorites.
In my scouting, he's definitely hit very close to the junior world record as well. So we might see that out of him, depending on what the USA coaches think. We've got Tim from New Zealand, who has actually hit close to the open world record.
Wow.
In his training, I believe,
Yeah,
272.
I seen that on his Instagram. It was a good scrap, but nonetheless, a very strong squatter.
Yeah, based upon where his opener is, it seems like he could definitely take a shot at it, depending on how it feels.
The record, by the way, 260 kilo, opening at 242.5. Oh, now did he cut that? That moved very well. He could definitely take it depth, but did he cut it?
Yeah.
And that's when you decide to take it again, and you may or may not end up at the end of the squat event where you had planned to.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but again, that just comes down to executing properly. I do believe this is his first international. So.
Now, somebody who's had plenty of international in his belt, Blake Lehue, Stephen Lehue, he's been competing 8 years. In 1 year, won the Classic and the Equip World Championships.
I was just going to bring that up, yeah.
Yeah.
Blake has a ton of international experience and is opening very, very close to the open world record squat.
And again, just like Eddie, he's a junior, but 8-year veteran of the game competing.
Blake has a long history of competing at the collegiate level as well. He's a graduate of Texas A&M University. Go Aggies.
Almost 3.5 times his body weight for Lehue.
255 kilo opener. That's huge. Oh, it's going to be on the record depth. It looks very well, though.
A little shaky, but good speed on it.
3 white lights. You know, judging by his facial expression, but some guys, they wear it on their face, and you can't judge it by the bar speed, because if you judge it on his facial expression, that looked very heavy.
Yeah.
If you judge it on the bar speed, look fine. No need to get worried.
Yeah. It might also be that he just has that strong of a brace. Some people, when they're bracing pretty hard, they do not look pretty. I know I don't.
That's right. It's the deadlift face, the squat face.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a whole hashtag dedicated to that on Instagram. Right,
I follow it, sir.
Going into the second round now.
Yeah, so Marcio Silva from Brazil, 162.5 kilo loaded on the bar, 12.5 kilo jump.
Guy's nominated squat at 160, so this should be a PB for him. His first lift looked very, very easy.
It is a decent jump, though. Things can slow down quickly.
I agree. I'm not sure I would go 12.5 kilos, but
especially personal best territory in your second attempt.
I'm with
if
you.
He's very confident in training, I don't know much about how his training went, so we'll see.
Yeah, another one of the lifters that I could not find on social media.
Wow.
Oh, well.
Holy.
Proved us wrong.
Holy, yeah. Wow, training's gone well, sir. Glad to have you. Take another shot here.
Add some more kilos to that personal best. Jeez.
Yeah, depth all day. And obviously his peaking cycle for training has gone very well. Now Sean Ferryan from Ireland, 197.5. I tried to say it a little Irish on there. Did that sound Irish at all? Not at all. I
don't know. My family is Irish, but
is that right?
Yeah. Well, my mother's side of the family.
Okay.
Now my father's Polish on my dad's side.
And here we got a 7.5 kilo jump, a little closer to his opener.
Yeah.
He's coached by Sean Crow.
He's hit 205 in training, so this shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, very good.
Nice and smooth. The knees came in a stitch, but the bar speed was very fast.
It's funny. A lot of people always say, oh, the knees came in a little bit. A lot of people don't realize that the glutes are actually internal rotators once the hips drop below 90 degrees. So if there's a little bit of the knees caving in, it's not the worst thing in the world as long as it isn't extreme.
Yeah. And you're able to push it back
glutes.
out. Yeah.
So.
Back-to-back from Ireland, Connor Deverly, 205 kilo.
I recall his opener being very good, so a 10-kilo jump should be no problem. Seems like Connor's forte is the deadlift, though. His
Yeah,
opener
he's
looks
opening-
pretty strong there.
Yeah, he's opening fairly heavy. That's going to be borderline. Let's see what the judges say.
Looked like he got a little bit forward on that as well.
Yep,
2-1.
2-1 he gets it. And he probably doesn't want to tempt fate and cut that any higher.
I would go for maybe a small jump.
Yeah.
I would say 2.5 would be there. I don't know about 5 though.
Yeah, and loading the bar, 212.5 kilo with Mission. 8-year veteran again, 23 years old, already been doing it 8 years.
I don't know. Some of these lifters, I don't know how they've been doing it so long.
Yeah, they found powerlifting very early, but he is from Russia. So they are very familiar with powerlifting, obviously.
For sure.
Strength nation. 7.5 kilo jump from his opener. Very, whoa. He tensed up.
Almost
And
looked like he was going to lose the bar a second there.
Yeah, his back really adjusted mid-lift. We'll take another look at this.
And you kind of see he almost lets go of the bar right there.
It's, maybe that's what he does when he feels he's got to start fighting. But so 220 kilo being loaded again for Yagi of Japan.
Hopefully he's able to get this properly, make the adjustments that he needs to. Like I said, just, mentally think about your process and not really worry about the fact that you're at the World Championships.
Yeah.
Just you and the bar.
I mean, it is opening weight far below what he's capable of based off his training.
I do have to say he has some pretty strong hair. And as we know from Taylor Atwood, that is...
Strong statement. Well, Taylor Atwood's got the best hair in the game. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and compare him to Taylor just yet.
True. Something about 74s and having good hair, though.
Yeah, well. That's why I moved to 83, sir. Now, Redemption is one attempt away. And that's going to be on the line, too, though. I don't know. So you don't exactly give the judges confidence. Yeah, okay, he gets it.
All right.
And they tell him, you got one red. That's about as low as you want to go.
Yeah. Sometimes with lifters that have particularly wide stance, actually, that looked pretty good on the replay.
Yeah, and now, so I was watching from a different side, different angle there. So we got two different sides, and it looked okay on the other side.
Yeah, but generally, sometimes lifters that have particularly wide stances like that, their femur will actually hit the bony end range of motion inside of their hip capsule, and they'll physically be unable to get to depth. So sometimes you'll actually see lifters with wide stances like that bring their stance in mid-competition just so that they can hit depth because they've been training to such a...
That's tough to do in mid-competition, right? It feels weird.
It must, but sometimes it's the nature of the beast. If you physically can't get down to depth, then you just have to make that adjustment.
Jonathan from Singapore, 220 kilo. Wow.
Nice. See the knees come out.
Yeah, he actually very upright. Never got bullied around by the weight. 3 white lights.
It was smooth, a little slow, but very smooth.
It definitely slowed down from his opener. I guess that's to be expected. He's got a little room to grow from there. Probably doesn't want to take a big jump.
No, I would say no more than 5.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Now we got Ashton from Singapore, 220 kilos on the bar. I am loving these first names, anglicized first names of the Singapore lifters.
It is nice to have that there. That way we don't have to butcher their names.
Yeah, it's much appreciated.
That was my biggest fear coming on, is butchering people's names. I was rehearsing earlier in the mirror.
Yeah, trying. Yep. 5 kilo jump, fairly conservative. See how he handles it.
I do recall his last one being slightly on the line. Yep.
Oh, he moved it well. So sometimes you start waking up after your opener.
Yeah, that's very true. Like we talked about before. You can have a little bit of game day nerves. Once that first squat goes in, you can kind of relax a little bit.
Yeah, and so the nervous system needs to wake up, needs to feel a little bit of weight on the back.
Also getting some electrolytes and food in.
That helps.
Continuing to do that.
Helps. And he was a particularly big 74 kilo lifter.
I would imagine that was probably what was going on with him.
Dwarfing most of the spotters and loaders. And 232.5 being loaded on the bar for Nathan Winsala of Great Britain.
I recall his opener being quite good, so that should be no problem for him.
Yeah, a nice 12.5 kilo jump. Good indication he picked an opener well within his means, which is always a good idea.
Looks very calm under the bar.
Wow.
A little sticky,
Yeah.
but good.
You know, when you stay in the pocket like you did, when you get a sticking point, you can push through it.
Exactly. Generally, the biggest thing that tells me the lifter is getting tired is how far forward they tip.
Yeah.
If they start to tip forward, that usually means that their quads are kind of exhausted, and there's probably not much left there.
Yeah, his chest up. He's tracking over his feet. I really got bullied around. Bar path bang on. And Igawa,
The other Japanese lifter.
240 kilo.
Looking at his training, he's done, I believe I saw a 245 squat. So
We're nearing there. Yeah, he opened up with his nominated squat, so clearly far stronger than his previous competitions, and that's to be expected.
hopefully he takes his time getting set up this time, so he won't have that bar tilt that he had on the last one.
Yeah, it'll definitely help the bar path move, or the bar itself move with a lot more speed. I mean, you only got so much energy. Don't make it harder on yourself, right?
He's definitely taking his time on this one, which I like. You have up to a minute before you need to get the squat command, so might as well take that time.
That's it. And something, perhaps he was a little excited on the opener. He's slightly tilted, yeah. Chest up this time. Whoa, really tilted. He is so tilted. Is he just...
He might just be setting up unevenly under the bar, so that when he's walking in.
Let's see, we can't really tell. The depth, yeah, he is so tilted there. I'm amazed he actually was able to lock that out like that. If they didn't give him the rack command any sooner,
yeah, he might have dipped the bar slightly on that.
Not only dipped it, he would have lost the bar and it could have went through the screens to the left. Wowzers. I'm all eyes on this platform for his third attempt.
Yeah, hopefully he only takes a 2.5 kilo jump.
Really got to take a look. It's hard from this angle to see if he's setting up uneven on the bar. If he's setting up straight, he must have a major imbalance on his body here.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see that in lifters where they'll set up super evenly, have a great back position, and then their mobility just won't allow them to maintain that.
Yeah, maybe slept on the wrong side on the 40-hour flight.
That could be it as well.
So Timothy Monigatti from New Zealand missed 242.5 with his opener. I mean, we'd seen him squat far more in his training videos.
Yeah, there should be no problem. He's just got to take it a little deeper.
There it was.
Yeah, nice.
And there it is. That should be it. Now he's faced with a tough question. Does he try to jump what he wanted to originally in his third? I guess we'll find out.
I don't know. I mean, based on the nominations, currently he's based on his numbers, he's sitting in third. So it depends. Do you want to risk potentially missing?
Yeah, and falling back and relying on the weight you thought would be your opening weight, or do you find an even ground? What would you suggest as a national team coach?
You know, honestly, in terms of what I would do, I would say let's just go for your plan second, because we know that's something that you can probably hit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth the risk of accidentally missing. Yes, it's great to have that half kilo advantage that comes from a world record.
Yeah.
But we also have Blake LaHue entering 263 as his next squat.
Very true.
I don't know if 263.5 should Blake get that would be there for sure. So.
And another thing, sure you missed the lift, but more than likely a lot of other lifters are going to miss a lift here and there along the way. Don't get rattled.
Exactly.
Not everyone goes 9 for 9 and still wins the world championship or gets to the best day. So Michael, is it Shea?
I think it's CA.
CA?
Yeah, CA.
250 kilo and he moves.
Very nice. Wow.
Wowzers. He's got plenty more in the tank.
He's got some left. I know I was talking to him earlier, and he has his sights on that world record squat as well.
Does he? That world record is really in danger here. Wow. Speaking of, we have our world record attempt right now by Blake LaHue of the U.S., 21 years of age, already a Grizzly veteran, 263 kilo, being loaded on the bar.
Massive squat for a 74
This
kilo lifter.
would have been unthinkable a few years ago.
This would be impressive equipped a few years ago.
And now here we are, a second attempt. We're looking at a historic session here. I hope you're enjoying the action. This is, believe it or not, only the second attempts. We still got a whole round of thirds. Blood has been drawn. People have been nailed into the ground and world records attempted.
Yeah, it's something.
Wowzers.
Here at the 2018 Classic Powerlifting World Championships.
Ivan's last goal is going for the silver medal win on bodyweight.
Now, if ever a junior is prepared to attempt a world record, stay calm, cool, and collected under this pressure, it's Blake.
Yeah, this is, I believe, not his first time attempting a world record.
Yeah, he won the Open World Championships and Classic World Championships same year, establishing himself as bar none the best 74-kilo junior. Can he do so again today? Wow.
Very nice.
Yikes. Is the lift? It's good.
2-1.
Yeah, you know what? So depth was right on the money. I would say economical is the word I would use.
Exact word I would use.
Not going any deeper than he needs. You know, there are some coaches who will say, if you didn't at least get one red on depth, you were going too low.
Interesting.
Yeah. Is that a positive way of looking at it?
I mean, I don't know that would be my mentality as a coach. But, you know.
I want to see a red, son. I want to see one red.
Ooh, we got some drama.
And I'm being told the jury actually looking to step in and overrule Lee Hu's squat. We have a discussion right now. A little bit of drama here, ladies and gentlemen. The jury is possibly going to overrule Blake Lee Hu's world record squat. Wowzers. Whew.
Now,
We've had some excitement.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some controversy.
I don't know how I would feel after that.
Yeah. Well, I'd assume a little crummy. 170 kilo on the bar for Silva of Brazil. Super deep. Nobody's going to overrule that one on depth, that's for sure.
He adds another 7.5 kilos on top of his 2.5 kilo personal best for a nice 10 kilo addition to his PB.
Yep.
Excellent day for him on the squats.
Very deep, and he's able to fight that through nonetheless.
I do have to say that was excellent form for that being a maximal lift.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. So that from Ireland, Connor Devilly.
All right, so
Just a 2.5 kilo jump.
Based on Connor's last one, I think that's the right call.
Yeah, every kilo counts.
Yeah. Definitely best to add some kilos to your total rather than go too heavy.
Yeah, it's easy to get greedy and say, look at it, squat. You don't go up 2.5 kilo. It's got to be at least 5. You end up missing the lift. That's 2.5 kilo you could have had towards your total.
Exactly. And earning those all-important team points for Ireland.
Yeah,
so
very true.
Let's see how he does.
Big breath, very tight. Oh, stays in the pocket.
Very nice. Hopefully that'll be a good lift.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Just on depth. Yeah, it was a little borderline. Let's take a look at the replay. That side looked good, but he did get passed on one side as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, the hips don't rest entirely even. I know myself, my right side is my worst side.
I'm with you on there. My left side. I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, is my left or my right?
Take a look at your shoes. What am I doing? Yeah.
All right. This should be a 5 kilo PB for Sean based upon what he's done in training.
Sean Ferran, 210 kilo on the bar. 7.5 kilo jump. Respectable jump here. Looking to go 3 for 3.
Well over his competition best of 200.
Hey, this is the place to hit your PBs.
You can hear the Irish team being nice and vocal. They are always one of the most vocal teams here.
Yep. Well, that's definitely depth. Nicely done.
Wow.
Yep.
Excellent. You can kind of almost see when some of these lifters hit depth because their knees will come in like that.
Yeah, there it is.
It always happens.
It'll happen, yeah. You just don't want to let them stay in there.
Exactly.
Yep. And you see, come in, he pushes them out, completes the lift. And
that would be the point where I would say, maybe we need to work on that a little bit.
well, yeah, there's a point of no return, isn't there?
Yeah, for sure. But there's no points for making it look pretty, though.
Exactly, and that's just it. And look, we could scrutinize this because that's kind of what we're here to do. But when you're under max load, sometimes the wheels fall off. Just get it done. Winning ugly is still winning.
Absolutely.
And 217.5 kilo for Ilya of Russia. 5 kilo jump.
This should be a 2.5 kilo PB if he gets this.
And look at that, Blake Lehue looking to take a kilo heavier.
Oh, and we also see Michael Sia has entered a half kilo above what Blake just did, even though it was overruled. So we will see.
3 white lights. Going 3 for 3, the Russian. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. We might see back-to-back world records getting broken.
As we were talking about with the New Zealander, it seems like he's elected to be smart and just jump to his planned second for his third.
Yeah, because you know what? You stay in the pocket, let the other fellas attempt the world record. If they miss them both, and Blake already missed it once, he might end up actually with a higher squat than Blake, despite Blake being the stronger squatter. It's not always a stronger man who wins a powerlifting, funny enough to say.
Exactly.
But who attempts or win the game here. So Yagi from Japan, 222.5. And yeah, this is well below our scouting reports.
It just might, for him, it just might be a fact that he's been on a plane for a long while.
You know what? And people say, well, that's excuses. Well, try it sometime. You know, when you're actually, if you've only trained or competed locally, you don't even know what the effects it can be traveling to the other side of the world. The time zone change, the food change, the sleep. Whoa, a scrap, but he's good for it. Did he hit depth? I don't know.
I wasn't really paying attention on that one. Yeah, no good.
Yeah, he actually started helicoptering a little bit down here. We'll take a look at the slow-mo replay. Slight twist right there, and it gets a little untidy.
It's interesting. As powerlifters, we do a lot of up and down movements, right?
Yeah.
So that the tiniest bit of rotational force just takes us when it comes to maximal lifts.
It is a whole lot more effort. I mean, hats off to him for actually locking it out, but he cut it a little high.
Good on Gino getting all of those names.
I'm cheating here. I heard him say Nathan Chua. Okay, never mind. It's Nathan from Singapore, 225. I'm backing down. I got brave for a second. 225, 5 kilo jump.
His last one was slow but smooth. This seems like it would be a good call.
Yeah, it slowed, but he wasn't entirely grinding it. Wow.
That was good.
You know
that
what?
actually looked a little better in a second.
Yeah, I was about to say, he started picking up speed. Maybe he's just warming up and pacing himself for 6 attempts in the squat.
Perhaps. It also might be that the electrolytes and carbs are finally hitting him.
That's right. So we're going to move 237.5 kilo. Nope, 227.5, sorry. Ashton Pang from Singapore.
The big 501-pound squat.
Yeah, we're breaking into the 500s for our North American friends.
Got our 5 spotters on the platform now.
Yeah, we're 74 kilo lifters, and we're breaking into the 500s.
You can tell he cut a lot of weight. You can see the striations on his quads.
Yeah, he's a very large 74. Wow, ooh, nice grind there.
Will that be good on depth?
Yeah, it was definitely borderline, and it is.
There we go.
He's a very large 74 kilo, probably going to grow into an 83 kilo lifter.
I would imagine, maybe even a 93 someday when he gets old enough.
That's very true.
I say that like I'm not the same age as these lifters.
And now we're going to move to 237.5 kilo.
For a lifter from Great Britain, this will be a 5 kilo jump. Looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties right now.
Ashton doesn't want to come out here and retake it. That's going to fix the scorecard here. Ashton's the lifter who just went. It actually gives the fellas a moment to rest up a little. I'm sure they're not complaining.
Hopefully take a quick breather.
Yeah, especially 2 of them have a world record attempt ahead of themselves. So
I hope Nathan wasn't on that all-important part of his PR song. you know the part. Everybody fast forwards to a certain part of their favorite song. Yep.
Here we go. Let me take it back to the hook.
There we go.
And here he comes, handing off his headphones to his coach.
Nathan's being coached by Jason Coleman, one of the Great Britain team coaches.
Yeah, we've seen him a lot ever since the juniors began.
Yeah, he himself is a very, very well-versed competitor. We'll see how Nathan handles this weight. I have to admire a lot of these 74-kilo lifters. They have such good shoulder mobility. They got those really close grips. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, the benefits of being a junior, I guess.
Yeah.
Yoink, that looks great. Wow.
But good.
You know what? I think that was an excellently placed, lads. Yeah, there we go. I was just hesitating to see the 3 weights before I say that, but
that was just a good call, a very good call.
Definitely. I mean, I don't think he had a single kilo on there. That was a hell of a fight. Sometimes you see guys walk away and like, well, you left some kilos on the table, sir, but not in this case.
I think maybe you could have put 1 kilo on it, and he might have had it.
Yeah, maybe.
But
or a snowflake.
Yeah, this is powerlifting, though.
Yeah.
This is not weightlifting.
That's right.
We can go up by 2.5 kilo increments.
Yeah, 2.5.
That's a record.
And speak of the devil, Igawa going up exactly that, 2.5 kilos. Perhaps sensing he was nearing his limit with 240.
Yeah, well, considering the bar almost flew off the side of his back, I think probably the right call.
This is the gentleman who was, completely loading up his right side. And it gets so much heavier on that right side the more you tilt. And he looked like he was about to lose the bar completely. They got a very big spotter on that side now, so the spotters and loaders are ready.
Yeah, it just gets tilted again. I wonder if it's just something he's not.
I'm actually a little nervous for this.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the best case scenario to get him before it tilts any worse.
Yeah, good catch, spotters and loaders.
Yeah, and they've been on point on this platform the whole time.
It is. I'll tell you what. It is such a tough job. The first time I spotted and loaded, I was actually studying in Australia. Excuse me. And the competition was equipped mostly. That was the most nerve-wracking experience of my entire powerlifting career.
Even the small guys load up a lot of weights when it comes to the equipped.
Yeah, it's such an experience, and that's why we thank our wonderful volunteers for spotting and loading.
Yeah, it's been said, you make one mistake, everybody talks about it. You do 1,000 things right, nobody sees you, and that's the job of a spotter. You're not to be noticed. And they not only spot, but they load so fast, they keep us running at this fast speed. Now, 257.5 for Timothy from New Zealand, Monigatti, and this should be well within his means.
Yeah, this should be pretty easy.
That's
very quick descent.
You know what? Okay. That was a good third attempt, having seen how much he worked on it.
Yeah,
got a red.
I'm glad they made that call. His coaches clearly know their lifter.
Yeah.
It actually looked like he kind of lost his tightness there on the bottom a little bit.
Yeah, he grounded out, didn't he? Now,
all right, here we go. World record time.
Okay, so
Michael
first up
has done, I believe, about 7 kilos less than this in training. From watching it looked like he could have doubled it, so this should be within his means.
13.5 kilo jump, 250 kilo. Wasn't a heck of a lot of work. It was plenty of room to spare, but 13.5 kilo room to spare. We're about to find out.
I don't know. And this kind of has me itching as a coach. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bill Homick, who's handling him, is very, very capable. But I'm not a big fan of uneven jumps. Not a big fan unless you're fighting for a place when it comes to your total record. But you know what? That's why.
Let's see.
That's why they trust their lifter. So I think it should be within his means.
Big risk, big reward.
He's still currently sitting in third in squats right now. So
that could change very quickly.
Let's go, Michael.
It has gotten very quiet here in this arena.
Yeah, wow, you can hear a pin drop.
He looks confident enough. He has got some massive legs on him. He's strong, but he's a little wobbly.
Fun fact about him, he's been powerlifting since August.
Whoa!
Oh, there we go. Barely even a year powerlifting.
Wow!
It's a world record.
Are you kidding me? So, since August?
August, yeah, I was talking with him earlier. Amazing, right?
That is rattling. So, I mean, obviously not squatting since August only. I'm going to assume.
He would
have to be
weightlifting.
Yeah.
Should have.
But
yeah.
yikes, there is a new world record, 263.5, and that moved nicely. Did it move even better than Blake Lehue?
I don't know. That was about what I thought Blake's last one looked like.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing you can add half kilo increments on this one, because it's I wouldn't go any more than that, to be honest.
You definitely do not want to tempt fate. Now, Blake Lehue got called on depth barely at 263. Actually, he got passed, and then it got overturned by the jury at 263, going up 1 kilo, and see if you can't sink it slightly more. As a coach, do you tell him to go deeper, or do you not tell him anything because you don't want him to go too deep, and you don't want it to get in his head? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I think if it were a little bit less experienced person, I might tell them to just go out and do it again. But
Yeah.
considering Blake is a veteran, he's probably not nervous, so he can make those adjustments without getting in his head about it.
Sometimes less said, the better. He knows what time it is. That's close. It moved very well. It moved maybe better than 263 did. The judges...
Yeah, no lifts.
That's difficult. He's upset.
Seems like Arian
very
Kamisi,
upset.
head junior coach, is going to be going to the jury on that one.
And listen, Arian Kamisi, I want to say right now, has done a lot of good attempts for the U.S. team. And I talked to the Canadian team, and they said when they see Aaron in the back, they all get worried because he's like a wizard with these attempts.
Arian, if you don't know him, you might think he's a little bit too intense with the faces that he makes when he's watching lifters.
He's going to battle with his lifters. I like that. I appreciate that.
Good guy, though. We'll see if they overturn this.
Yeah, we won't leave until we give you the answer. Arian Kamisi having a discussion with the jersey, as he should. I mean, don't walk away. He's got one white. He's allowed to have that discussion.
Absolutely, yeah. For those that don't know, if you get one white light, you are allowed to go to the jury to see if they will overturn the judging.
And let's be honest, taking 2 attempts away from Blake and having him go forward with the Justice opener really sets him far back, and he is one of the favorites to win this. It's not only about the world record, but the overall, I mean, he's got to really gain some steam and some ground in the bench and the deadlift. And this field already so tight,
Yeah.
you're relegating him possibly a silver or bronze. Now, see if we can get word. I'm going to ask the jury right now.
Go for it.
Loaded. Lift is good. Loaded for Ben Harriet.
Just talked to Robert Keller, and yeah, they're not going to overturn it. So that's devastating. Look, we promised you some drama. We promised you a tight, competitive battle, and now some controversy. I'm sure people are going to be discussing this. That's sports, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way it goes. So from Six Pack Lapidat and my man Joe here, we will be back in just a few minutes, a 3-minute break. Don't go anywhere. You want to see the dramatic conclusion to this. Welcome back to the IPF World Championships. This is the junior men's 66 and 74 kilo classes. We're going to kick off in the bench press event. This is six-pack Lapidat. I am joined by Joe Stanek of the U.S. national coaching team. And we've already seen a lot of action, a lot of drama, some neck-and-neck battles. Blood was drawn, some surprises out there.
Yeah, for those of you that stopped listening right before the break, Blakely Hugh took the world record squat on his second.
Twice?
Yeah, and it was overturned the first time, and the second it was not a good lift. So Michael from the USA comes away with the new world record in the juniors.
Yeah, and you know what? It's one of those calls, like all sports, where some calls get debated. You know, this is one that's going to be hotly debated, and we'll hear your opinion. Juan Santiago from Mexico, 110 kilo for his opening lift.
Now, I'm not familiar with how long Mexico has been in the IPF, but is it generally correct that they're a pretty new federation?
You know what? I'm not entirely sure about that. I guess we could
always ask.
Check. Yeah, we could always ask. Robert Keller's actually in the media booth, but we'll ask on our next break. That's a good question, sir.
Yeah, because generally speaking, I see a lot of these lifters that it tends to be their first international meet.
Yeah, well, I do know. Let's just see if this is good here. I think it should be.
Missing the light?
Yeah, we're missing the lights here, keeping them in suspense.
There we go.
Through it. Yeah, I mean, I have seen, for instance, Gabriel Garcia in the Masters just won the 93 kilo Masters. I know he's a long-time power lifter, and I believe he's either president, vice president, somewhere in that federation. So I don't think they're relatively new, but they just might be growing right now and gaining new lifters, gaining some steam, as is most of North America. I mean, the boom in the past few years is really attributed to how quickly we progress. World records seem to fall on a regular basis.
You know, I have a theory on that, actually.
Yep.
And I'm going to give a quick shout-out to Mr. Johnny Candido. He became so huge on social media a few years back, and after that, I think he inspired quite a few powerlifters.
125 by Henzo from Ecuador. I think also a huge thing. Oh, they didn't like it.
Ooh, maybe some downward motion there?
Yeah, I'd have to see that on the replay. Oh, he beat the command. Well, that would do it. Yeah, I think also a huge thing would be when the IPF went over to Raw, had a classic division.
I agree.
And that greatly, the steam after that was huge. And then the women really started coming over into the sport when we got rid of, well, didn't get rid of, but opened up a Raw division.
I agree. I think a large portion of what maybe might have turned some people off to powerlifting at first is just the fact that you need so much help to get into some of that equipment. Now, I'm certainly not knocking the equipped division. There are a ton of amazing lifters.
But as a you know, when you're starting out, it's one of the barriers of entry, so to speak.
It can be a little bit hard to relate to, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Jake Allison from Canada, he had a really rough squat, hoping to rebound with a 127.5 bench. And there we go.
There we go. Really good start.
He could really use some confidence here in the bench press event. I mean, he didn't only miss his squats, but he was getting pinned under there.
Yeah, really deep.
Could not offer even toking resistance. So how much, if that rattles, does that rattle your lifter? Do you open light and have a little more momentum and build the confidence in the bench press event?
I think I might. I might lower the opener just a little bit, depending on how they're feeling, how warm-ups are looking. I of course wouldn't actually do that until I've seen their warm-ups. You know, if they're a little rattled talking to them, then I might lower it.
Yep.
But these are world-level competitors.
That's right.
Their mentality has to be good for them to have even made it here.
That's true. David Natorski of Poland, 127.5 kilo on the bar as well for his opener, getting a very aggressive arch going. Really digging in those traps into the bench.
Yeah. The cue I often use with my lifters is show your lower abs to the head judge.
Nicely done.
Very good technique. Definitely a technician. Speaking of technicians, we've got huge bench press coming up later in this flight from strong Eddie himself.
Yeah.
It's gonna be-
And Eddie the Eagle is going to attempt 195.5. And when you see those chips on there, what does that mean, my friend?
world record.
It certainly does for an opener. And if you're a fan of arches, well, you're in for a treat, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. By far the most impressive arch in the IPF.
And Clifton Foe of Canada, 130 kilo on the bar.
Defending world champ.
Yeah, if someone's going to take his title, it's not going to be without a fight.
Absolutely.
Look for a big deadlift to try to pull out the win if someone does threaten.
And this is actually pretty big for him. This is only 2.5 kilo under his nominated bench press.
You know what? I'm starting to think he threw you off when you asked him how he was feeling.
He might have.
What a turkey.
Or maybe it just might have been that his training was so stressful before and he just needed to take a step back.
You know what? In all honesty, that's also true. Now, I just got pointed out, Eddie's opening bench is actually, so the world record is now 188.5. That is well over the world record. Wow. He's not just breaking it, he's shattering it with his opening.
Now, is that a good strategy?
That's when you get nervous, because we've seen another lifter bomb out attempting to do just that previously. This better be very easy and in range for him.
Absolutely. We've got Dallas Bay up from the USA now.
147.5 kilo for Dallas. Had a very nice squat, took the gold medal. Easy work of 147.5. Let me just take a look at the world records as we speak. I'm assuming that's Eddie's world record.
More than likely.
I don't picture anybody having outbenched him. Personal best bench 202.5.
See, I perhaps my scouting's incorrect, but I do recall him doing 211 at the bench worlds recently. So maybe that's listed as being just to throw people off a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see how he moves 195.5.
He's opening up with 7 kilos over the current world record.
So if he did hit 211, this should be well within his means.
Yeah, I would say that would be a fair opener for him. Actually,
even if it's a bench only.
Yeah, I would actually say, I would argue that in case of the bench only, when you have to make weight and then immediately go to bench.
Yeah.
I think it, especially for such a veteran lifter like Eddie, it might be a little bit of an advantage for him to have squats in between, so long as he doesn't exert himself a ton.
Yeah, totally emptied the gas tank. Now, he did have a pretty big squat, but we'll see. Having a conversation.
That is the sign of a veteran lifter. What he's doing right now is going to his handoff man, telling him exactly how he wants it. And I know Jennifer Thompson is a big fan of that.
And wait till you see this setup.
Watch this stroke.
Huge.
Don't blink.
Oh.
Nicely done.
Wow.
3 white lights.
Smashing the current world record.
World record falls with ease.
Gosh, what was that? 7 kilos on top of the current
7
world record?
kilos on the world record.
Question is, where will he go from there?
That is a good question, sir.
Because one of the big things about people with huge arches is it's kind of a fast until it isn't sort of lift.
Yeah.
Just because of the short range of motion and all the inertia that you have to break to get it off of there.
Yeah, you're really spread out, to say the least. And if you have a big fight on the bench and you're so compact, you can really tighten up your legs, your lower back, and be pretty strenuous.
Yeah, I know some people, especially if it's if they have a large arch and they miss on bench press. I've heard people say that can be even a little bit more taxing than missing a squat. Just
you know what?
It's so compacted.
Funny you said that. So Jeff Butt, Canadian coach, took a bronze earlier this same event, was saying just that, and I'd have to agree. Anyone who's had a major struggle and fought right up until the end with a bench press has felt how quickly your back can tighten up, and then of course you got the deadlift right afterwards. Juan Santiago, 120 kilo.
Just like that, we're going into our second attempts.
Yeah, this is very fast turnover. Only 7 lifters in this flight. don't think, yeah. So I was just going to say, I mean, 10 kilos, that's a pretty big jump given how much he's bench pressing and the body weight that he's at. A little ambitious.
I think that in terms of when you're setting things up for your attempts, generally a lot of people like to go by percentages. And I think that in terms of percentage of his 1 rep max, that was probably a little bit too much.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Now, it's just been brought to my attention, Eddie Berglund, 205.5 kilo. He's going to jump up 10 kilos, and that's an appropriate jump considering how easily he shattered that world record.
I would agree. That's definitely the jump I would have made.
Yeah. And Henzo from Ecuador, 130 kilo being loaded on the bar.
Something a lot of lifters don't really consider when they're making their bench press jumps is how long they might have to hold the lift before they get the start command.
Yeah, and you don't do that often in the gym.
Exactly.
Now, Henzo had missed his opener, went up anyways. Is the juice worth the squeeze? We're about to find out. And it is. That's a gutsy move.
For sure. That's definitely one of the things that I would say. Let's repeat it anyway, just to be safe.
Yeah, I myself don't think I would have the gutso to go for that, but
he did only miss it because he jumped the rack command.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would agree. Let's just, if you can't execute it to the standard of the meet, it's probably best to just redo it.
And Jake Allison,
super intense.
Yeah, you know what? He's jumping up 7.5 kilo. He can add some kilos here. I mean, he bought himself some insurance by nailing that opening squat. The day is not over. The battle is not over. There are still medals to be had. Nice setup.
If you look closely, you can see he's got that slightly internal rotated grip.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. This is, yay. Now, he really needs to not go forward with just an opener on squat and just an opener on bench, or he's going to fall behind a little. I hope he's not injured.
You know, honestly, what it might be is that weight cut. He's
a
big kid.
Yeah, he is very big. Well, look at the hanging hammy right there.
Yeah.
Very well put together kid. You might be right. He might have cut a lot of weight.
And that, honestly, especially as a coach, it can be kind of hard to predict where a lifter might be. Even if they've done everything right, even if they've refueled exactly as they have in the past, sometimes the circumstances are a little bit different.
Yeah, and also, I mean, these are juniors. Sometimes you grow out of a weight class. He might be experiencing some quote-unquote growing pains. Now, 135 kilo on the bar for David Natorski of Poland.
Rocking those Titan wrist wraps and a nice SBD singlet.
That's right. And check out those beautiful Rico weights.
Yeah. See, told you I've done this before. know how to plug the...
Yeah, you do, sir. Plug Johnny Candido in there, too.
Yeah.
Close friend of yours also. And let's see this. Yeah. Nice pause.
Bit of a struggle.
Yeah, let's see if they like the 3 whites. 3 white lights.
Nice. Ooh, see, that's what we're talking about. He's clutching his back there.
Is he?
Yeah, right when he comes off the bench, he kind of rubbed his back a little bit.
Yeah, you see the tension. Wow, those legs are really driving.
That's a well technically executed bench press for sure.
And Clifton Foe. Gino, what are you pointing out to us, sir? So Clifton, defending world champion, jumping up 7.5 kilo from his opener, which moves very well.
And that was already just under his PR, so this will be a 5 kilo PR for him.
Clifton having a good day. You want his title, but you're going to have to fight him for it.
Another really strong setup, too.
Yep.
Good self handoff. That takes a lot of skill for sure.
Ooh, sticking point, but he fights through it, doesn't he? I think he's good for it.
Definitely.
Good enough.
2.5.
And you know what they say? If you don't get at least one red, I mean,
yeah, but you can see.
Not really on the bench press. Now we're getting a little.
Yeah.
I want to see at least one down up. Yeah, you're really playing with dynamite when that happens.
Yeah, that is not what you want.
Dallas Bay of the U.S., the American, really putting together a really good day here, staying very snug with Eddie Berglund in the projected totals.
Yeah, and he definitely has the advantage in the deadlift, so we could see some shakeups on that one.
We definitely could. He had an outstanding squat.
Yeah, I'm quite the fan of the deadlift. That is my lift. So
Yeah, you know what? And in terms of a viewer, holy moly, just smoke that 155 kilo like that was an opener. Plenty of room to spare. In terms of selection, he's really been bang on the money on the squat as well. Planned it so his heaviest squat and the biggest weight was on the third attempt, and he didn't falter on the second or the opener. I mean, it'll come down to meet selection or attempt selection in this meet when you have a 2.5 kilo spread in the projected, but we can't count out Clifton Foe. If you're a fan of the deadlift, you're a fan of Clifton Foe.
absolutely. I mean, you can't not be a fan of the guy. He's so, if you ever talk to him, he's one of the nicest people.
He'd be a hard guy not to like.
Here we go again. Another world record attempt.
Yeah, here we go again. 10 kilos.
The bar is loaded for Eddie
I would not want to be
Berger.
his coach. It would be so hard to call.
10 kilos.
Yeah, right?
That'll put him
The progress he seems to be making.
That's what's crazy is he always seems to get better.
For a 12-year veteran,
Yeah.
Eddie Berger's got 205.5 on the bar, a
Wow.
453-pound bench, 205.5 kilos. Come on, Eddie.
look at that. Oh, did he jump that command? He did. And yeah, he knows. He just hit the bar like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's okay, Eddie.
Yeah.
He
Come
knew.
back and do that again. Yeah.
Yeah,
It moved, but yeah.
it moved well, but you can't make your own commands up.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not a touch and go.
Now this is before I was powerlifting, but as I recall, there used to not be a press command. You actually had to pause the weight yourself. Oftentimes, the job of some of the handlers would be to call press. They would be the person who would call it for you.
Well, that's a very honest way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then
well,
a couple guys started turning it touch and go, and they thought we better make an established rule here.
yeah. Well, I mean, it wouldn't it wouldn't be the official ruling. Like you still had to make it motionless, and people would get reds for that.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah. So oftentimes the job of the coach would be to call that
okay.
when it was motionless, so that you knew. And that's actually the norm in Paralympic powerlifting still.
Oh, a little bit of trivia there for you, sir. 120 kilo on the bar.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a powerlifting nerd.
Whoa! Nice catch by the spotters there. That came down in a hurry. Yeah, he's okay.
As long as he's okay, we never want to see anyone hurt.
Take another shot here.
Sometimes you just lose that groove. You see
Yeah.
you see that a little bit more commonly in the use of a bench shirt, but sometimes it does happen.
Yep. 100%. And that's also why we have the safeties on this rack. Even if the spotters don't catch it, and they have all day, all week, it usually clashes on the safeties. And here's Jake Allison. Hopefully he's going to rebound here. A little bit of a rough day so far, but redemption is one attempt away. Be nice to see him hit this. 135 kilo once again on the bar.
He's got an interesting bench press grip.
Yeah, he does. Oh, that a
There
boy,
we go.
Jake.
You can tell Jake, despite this being his first international, he's definitely a veteran of the sport.
Yeah, and
Definitely knows
he's got a lot of heart.
how to make that comeback despite a tough second attempt.
Yeah, you got to show a lot of heart. You got to dig deep. And picks up some precious kilos. And I tell you what, the deadlift is one event where there's far fewer infractions and calls. You just get the down command. This is where Jake can reestablish himself,
Yeah.
right a few wrongs.
Hopefully get back a little bit.
Yep.
He does have, based on the projections, he has Clifton ahead of him right now. So we
Yeah.
shall see.
Jake is a very good deadlifter. Just 2.5 kilo behind Clifton Foe, who's the world record holder. So Jake can still end off with a big day and possibly snag some medals there in the deadlift event.
Absolutely.
Enzo of Ecuador, 135 kilo on the bar, 5 kilo jump.
Another really nice arch.
Yeah, head's a little tilted to one side, is it?
Yeah. Oh.
And the weight kind of tilted to the same.
Yeah.
I don't think he's completely even on that bench, but
Seems a little disappointed in that one.
yep. He actually missed his opener, went up anyways, and I got his second attempt. So credited with a 135 kilo bench.
unfortunate
David.
for sure, but sometimes you gas a little bit too much.
Yeah, this is true. David Natorski of Poland, also a 5 kilo jump, looking to go 3 for 3. Polska.
My homeland.
Your homeland, your roots. This is well above his nominated bench of 130. We are far into PR land.
Yeah, I've actually seen him do a couple of singles at 137.5, so this will be an all-time PB for him.
You were scouting David too, were you? Was there anybody here you didn't scout, sir?
I looked up everybody that I could. I came prepared.
You certainly did.
I tried Facebook, Instagram, everything.
I even tried their LinkedIn profile. I don't know what I got from that, but worth a shot. See what he does during his day. Oh, just a little too much, yeah.
Darn, that's one of those situations where you just wish you would have just gone up 2.5 instead.
Yeah. You know, I mean, he's sitting pretty comfortable in his placing. He's not going to move down any, but you're right. You want to build on that total regardless.
Yeah, especially considering, even though he's done 137.5 in the gym, you know, it's not official until you do it on the platform, right?
It's very different. You hadn't squat before, you hadn't cut weight, you hadn't traveled. Absolutely.
All right, one of the happiest powerlifters we know coming out here for his third attempt.
2.5 kilo jump, staying conservative, perhaps sensing the limit is approaching.
Well, his last one was definitely a bit of a fight.
Yeah.
So this will be a nice improvement for him should he get this.
Yeah, 7.5 kilo. Wow. Off his nominated.
I don't know how he does it. Maybe he was just lying to me.
I'm starting to think.
Go.
Whoa! Good fight. Yeah, he might as well let it go. Does not need his back tightening up for the deadlift event.
Yeah, and he just shakes it right off.
Yeah, and he looked at Matt Goldsmith on the side, and he shrugged it off too. Oh, well, 2.5 kilo, no biggie. Now, Dallas Bay, who's having the meat of his life, 162.5 kilo getting loaded on the bench.
Bars loaded, Timur Kassanov. Bars loaded, Dallas Bay.
You can tell he's quite the squatter. He's got quite a pair of quads on him. That's for
You know
sure.
what? He's thick all over. He's a massive 66 kilo lifter. I don't know how much weight he cut, but I'm assuming it's a lot.
As is the usual. I mean, you can tell he's got veins on veins on his arms there.
Very vascular. Oh my God.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Making a statement, and his coach is applauding him.
Yeah, well, as they should. That is ridiculous. He's gone 6 for 6, and the scary thing is we haven't seen his limit. Eddie Berglund is definitely in some trouble here, and he's a phenomenal lifter to be saying that, especially when you look at Bay's opening deadlift is 260 kilo.
Yeah, he, in terms of lifters that he reminds me of, he kind of reminds me of Bryce Lewis a little bit. Kind of good at everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that's also one of your friends, so you're sure.
You might not
paying homage to your. You have a list of friends you have to name drop while you're in here.
Well, I mean, the guy does pay my bills. So.
Yeah, this is true. And in your defense, he's also a world silver medalist, broken world records. And
well, the point that I was bringing up is you might not be the best lifter in any one of the individual disciplines, but if you can put it together on all three and be somewhere in that mix.
Yeah, I think at the last Worlds, I called him Mr. Consistency.
You did,
and it's true. I mean, he's a phenomenal. He has very few chinks in his armor. Eddie Berglund.
Dallas Bay reminded me of that, and Eddie just wow. I mean, we blinked.
Shattered that. And here's the thing. I see it throw up his hands. Sorry, I jumped the command. I got excited.
Wow, just
look
nuts.
at the height on that. You could crawl through that arch if you wanted
really
to.
Could.
I might get stuck. I've gained a little weight on this trip, but
I'm trying my best not to.
Still, wow. So there you have it. Eddie Berglund taking the gold in the bench event, which was obviously never in doubt, shattering the world record. But Dallas Bay taking the silver and really building on that subtotal. And any of the fellas who think they're going to catch up in the deadlift, I got bad news for you. He's a hell of a deadlifter, too.
Yeah. He's pulled, I believe, 585, 265 kilo in the gym.
Okie dokie. So here we go. And Dallas Bay, if you've seen him walk in the street, you think he's an 83 kilo lifter.
I
He
would
is
agree.
absolutely jacked and thick as you can get. Back in the 74 kilo class, Jonathan Chua of Singapore, 112.5 kilo loaded on the bar.
Very strong setup here.
Yep.
It's like a nice big arch too. Self handoff.
Another self handoff. You wonder, are they just used to training by themselves? It's hard to. Oh, is it the
got a
elbows?
replace command.
Maybe the elbows. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're touching it, saying. They always try to tell the lifter why, so you just don't run down the clock wondering. Flex the triceps. There you go. And he gets the start command. Nicely done.
Easy.
Yep. So I was about to say, you got to wonder, does he just train by himself so often? Does he get handoffs? Because it's so much easier to maintain your good setup with a handoff.
You know, I think there are a lot of different reasons why some lifters might do that. It might just be consistency onto the platform. Sometimes, you know, some spotters are a little bit inexperienced with giving handoffs, and some lifters just don't want to risk that.
Yeah. The worst is if they lift it too much. They think they're helping you. Take too much of the load. Actually pull your shoulders out of place, dump it over your chest,
Absolutely.
and there you go.
Yep, and then what do you do from there?
Exactly.
So yeah,
117.5 kilo loaded on the bar for Sean Ferran of Ireland.
very
And
easy
yeah.
opener for him.
Yeah.
Very strong.
You want to give yourself room in the bench press because the bench really falls off quickly.
Sean bench pressed 128 exactly, 128 kilos in training. So
Exactly, yeah. So that's well within his means. Good
Yep.
scouting report there.
not sure why he decided to go with that instead of the 127 and a half like
yeah.
he normally would do, but you know.
Wowzers. 120 kilo loaded on the bar for Marcio Silva of Brazil.
Our most color coordinated lifter for sure.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to give him points for that. We'll see.
You never know.
Nicely done.
Very strong.
Yeah, he's got plenty left in the tank. Yeah, the bench of all three lifts is the one that sometimes you see guys move with great speed 2.5 kilos later and whoa, gets heavy quickly.
Yeah, I would agree. I think, I don't know, maybe I've noticed this, but the trend kind of seems to be the higher a lifter's arch, the faster they'll go from 0 to 100.
You think, yeah, because you're spread out, that totally makes sense, and breaking inertia off the chest, it's
Yeah. And generally, for most people, you can see the wider they grip, the lower they'll stick. It's just based upon where the slowest point in the lift is.
Kota from Japan, 120 kilo for his opener.
So something that some of you guys out there can take notes on from some of these lifters is they have a slightly internal rotated grip. You can see that Kota just had that kind of a movement, and what that does is it actually places the bar over more of the meat of your hand and helps you keep the bar over your elbows so that you can drive properly.
Yeah, sometimes you see when the fight comes on, and if the elbow's not underneath the bar, it's a lot harder to generate force.
It's generally the I like to think almost the opposite of how some of the equipped lifters bench, because they'll try to tuck to get something out of the shirt, but generally if you do that a little bit too much in a raw bench press, it's hard to groove it.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a habit that equipped lifters might experience when they cross over.
You know, it's probably 50-50, I would
Yeah.
say. There's a good amount of raw training when it comes to
This is true.
equipped.
Nathan Winsala of Great Britain, also taking 120. Whoa.
Ooh, another replace.
Elbows. I think probably just elbows again.
No big deal. Still got about 15 seconds.
Yep.
It's okay. Just straighten those elbows. There we go.
There you go.
Still
Nice.
no problem.
Yep. And if it has to happen, at least it's on your opener. Something you know you can hit, even if you got to quickly set up.
For sure, and that's the whole idea with having a nice, easy opener. If I woke you up at 3 a.m. and said you have to go hit this weight, that would be what your opener should be.
I'd probably ask you first, how did you get in here? And this is very bizarre for a coach, but I'm going to put faith in the process. Let's go to the gym.
Yes.
That's being coachable, ladies and gentlemen. Ashton from Singapore, 122.5 kilo getting loaded on the bar.
Bars loaded, bag, Singapore. No lift to the Kazakhstani lift.
Building a little suspense here. The clock is winding down. Is he letting it wind down all the way on purpose, or this is his opener though? So
You generally don't see this happen at the world level. Usually the coaches are pretty on top of things.
I don't think he's hurt. And usually you have more than just one coach.
Yeah.
You
Generally,
have a few, so you'd have to have. Is it 3 coaches usually?
Generally 2 to 3.
2 to 3 coaches. Okay.
Yeah, don't see him
That's
coming out.
unfortunate. Hopefully he's not injured.
Or
I didn't.
I hope he's not like in the bathroom or something.
Hey, I mean.
I've seen that happen.
Okay, well, timed out, and we're gonna move on. Tim Monigatti of New Zealand is gonna take 132.5 kilo on his opener, and this would be a personal best by 2.5 kilo.
Already.
A data scientist. Well, he's good at crunching numbers.
Yeah, definitely. Had a little bit of a tough day on the squats, but that's okay.
Yeah, he rebounded.
His part-
And like you had said, he's probably still rehydrating and acclimatizing. He came from the other side of the world.
Yeah, down in New Zealand, that's quite the flight.
Yep.
And his prognosis is still on third, so he can make up some ground. There's what I'm talking about again. Really seeing some of that internal rotation on his grip.
Yeah, he's also that grip. I'm just gonna.
Ooh,
Oh wow, is it? I
Yep.
thought his elbows looked locked to me.
elbows.
They're saying elbows. I thought they looked
Yeah,
locked though. I'm
see-
not sure how much more locked you can get there. What do you think?
I'm with you there. I think they were locked out enough, but
His arms
may
are
just be-
shaking, but
might
that's
just be that
not-
they're shaking.
Yeah, that's locked. Like he's got. Yeah, there he goes.
Ooh.
There you go.
Looked like there was some butt movement there. I wonder
Was
if
there?
it came up.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
well they
yeah,
gave it to him
looks-
anyways.
Looks like there was
I was gonna say so. Also, you got to be touching the rings. Some of the lifters touch, but their hands just with the meat and kind of.
generally a lot of lifters in the Asian and Oceania regions
Yeah,
use that
they-
style of bench press.
The Japanese really perfected that.
Yes.
And it's named after them. That style of grip. Connor Deverley from Ireland, 135 kilo.
It can be a little bit risky though, just because of the way that you're internally rotated. It can actually be harder to lock the elbows.
I tried it and found it extremely uncomfortable and just not plain doable. But I mean, for some people it works. Just like anything with powerlifting, I guess you got to try it out and see.
Yeah, and if it does work for you, it can actually allow you to grip a little bit wider within the rules, manipulate the rules a little bit.
And that's really what the Japanese have perfected. And 135 kilo for the Irish lifter, pretty smooth.
Yeah,
3 white lights.
good start for him.
Yeah, elbow coming in a little bit, but
And I mean, for some people, a little bit of a tuck does work. Again, citing strong lifters that do that. Ellis McLean, he has a little bit more of a tucked bench press, but
and he's got a phenomenal bench press.
absolutely world class. All right, we got the Russian.
Ilya from Russia, 137.5 kilo for his opener.
Good
And-
strong setup.
And thus far, besides the Singapore lifter who timed out, everyone's hit their opener.
He's wearing a pair of Sambo shoes right now. That seems to be very popular amongst Russian lifters. Sambo is a form of Russian martial arts.
Yeah, are those really? Yeah, I guess so. Well, it makes sense. We wear wrestling shoes in North America often enough. Does it actually say Sambo on there?
No, that's the it's just the martial art itself.
But how can you tell it's Sambo and not wrestling? Or
just from the way that they're designed, they're generally a little bit flatter, and they tend to be made of cloth or like
gotcha.
an acrylic fabric.
Gotcha.
They could be wrestling shoes, but considering it is a Russian lifter,
You are a man of many trivia.
yeah.
Knowledge bites. I would hate to go head to head with you on a trivia night.
I'm definitely not the best when it comes to other things, but when you work in powerlifting, you tend to get to know a thing or two.
Yeah, that's true. 140 kilo being loaded on the bar, just adjusting the rack height for Yagi from Japan.
Had a little bit of a tough time on the squats, but hopefully bench press will be a little bit different for him. He's opening with his personal best, so must have had a good training cycle on that front.
He must be feeling confident. Hopefully he's not biting off more than he can chew. We're about to find out. Oh my gosh. That was a gutsy move. I don't think he's got any more room to spare.
Yeah, not another kilo. Oh, and
He's got to redo it.
Yikes.
Why would he, based off the squats, knowing he's having a rough day?
Do you agree with those blues? I don't know if I agree with those.
You know what? I actually didn't watch that replay, to be honest. I was watching him walk off. You didn't see any infractions at all?
I didn't see. So generally blues are for downward motion, and I didn't see any.
It slowed. I didn't even.
I don't know.
Well, he got a white, so they can go and protest, and they might want to, because if he can't do that again, he's threatening to get bombed out.
Yeah. All right, we got Blake LaHue from the USA opening up with 170. I believe his best is the current American record, which I believe is 180 kilos. Could be wrong though. He's nominated at 170, but I know he's done more.
Yeah.
He's actually done 182 and a half in training.
Yeah, Blake's really looking to gain a little more ground in the bench. Having only gone forward with his opening squat, had some controversial calls there with the 2 times attempting the world record. And if those had gone his way, he'd be sitting really pretty. But the fact that they took him away from him, he's kind of having to fight and dig himself out of a bit of a hole here. Now he's still a favorite.
Michael Cie now, his American teammate.
And you had said Michael has a very strong bench.
He does. I saw him move this weight last week at what I would describe as an RPE 0.
I think you said -2 earlier.
I did, but that could be a little bit confusing.
That mathematically doesn't work.
Yeah,
sir. Yeah.
So somewhere Mike Tushier's ears are burning.
And look at that flexibility.
Yeah, quite the arch.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh, there's a mad shake on that. He got the down command. And it moves super smooth despite the shake.
Did he jump that command?
I don't think so. Yeah, okay. That was a crazy shake going on. Like he was benching on an airplane.
I've actually seen Taylor Atwood do something similar where he's just putting so much tension in the bar that he shakes like that.
Yeah.
But he usually waits until he gets the start command. So regardless, that was a very good attempt. We'll see where he goes from there.
And some guys shake regardless, and they can't help it. As long as their arms are locked out, they get the down command or the start command. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say either 5 or 7 for Michael. We'll see. I like to play that game before they put the attempts in.
See if you're on page with your counterparts in the coaching department.
Exactly.
120 kilo on the bar for Jonathan.
Got a nice strong setup. Had some problems getting the start command last time. Hopefully he's made the adjustments he needs to.
Yeah. It's going to lock those arms there. I think those are locked out now.
Yeah, they look like it.
There we go. That was smooth.
Very smooth. That actually looked a little bit better than his opener.
Yeah, I mean, he might have been a little rattled.
Got a yellow card there, probably for butt, if I had to guess.
Let's see if we see that in the replay. Didn't really see it on that angle anyways.
I don't know what that would be then.
2 weights is all you need, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
122.5 kilo for Sean Ferrant of Ireland.
Moving towards that 128 kilo.
Yeah, you're took me a second there, sir. I knew there was a reference in there. 128. I was like, is that a record?
I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe that might be an Irish record or something like that. Wow. Whoa.
Like that.
I think he might have a little more than 128 today.
That moved easier than his opener.
For sure.
Kicking into a second gear here at the second attempt.
Just might be, like I said, it happens for different people at different times. But sometimes the fluids and the carbohydrate just hit you after you've made weight, and then you suddenly feel like you've hit a second wind.
Yep. And 122.5. Once again, this is the Singapore lifter. He didn't miss. He just timed out, and he was sure not to time out again this time.
Yeah, for sure. Wonder what was going on.
Well, better been good.
Another self handoff too. I'm seeing those more and more from a lot of lifters. I don't know if you're seeing the same.
Trending? You know what? Maybe 3 white lights. Yeah, he hit that super smooth and easy. Now, as a coach, I asked you before, but probably take your normal second attempt.
Yeah, I would. Again, I think something a lot of people don't consider with the jumps is when you take over a certain percentage, you have to hold that there. You know, so even if it is going to be your third attempt, you haven't really felt that in your hands.
Yeah.
You know, you haven't. You're going from, if you went from your first to your third, you're taking almost double the jump that you would have before.
Yeah.
Feeling that in your hands and holding that there, that's taxing.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't consider that.
And it can be rattling for sure. It feels a lot heavier without an intermediary weight in between.
Exactly.
125 kilo for Koda.
Now, what I will say is some people in training do train with really big jumps. And if they're used to that, then I might go the opposite way and say, okay, you're used to this, we can do it. But if it's not something that you're used to, then no way.
Yep. Well said. 3 white lights.
And even though I do have some rules when it comes to things, there are always exceptions to those rules for sure.
Always. Yep. And Marcio Silva of Brazil, competing only 3 years.
He's a gym owner, all right. At age 23, that's impressive.
Yeah, no kidding. Eh? And a 7.5 kilo jump from his opener. That is a healthy jump.
Based on how his opener moved, I think that would be a good choice.
Having a nice setup here.
Yeah, it's so impressive, man. Just the pool of talent that comes through with people. I mean, it's like they're in certain ways, it's like they're professional athletes. They're well practiced.
They certainly train like that, especially with the coaching and the scouting and meticulously dissecting every lift.
That's what's so impressive to me, though, that a lot of people, they're not professional powerlifters, and yet they're able to push the boundaries. It's just amazing.
I think one thing that helps the sport is you can only spend so much time in the gym or it'll be overkill. Some professional athletes can go in for hours and hours a day working on things, but as a powerlifter, you don't have to quit your day job and still reach the world level class so you could stay quote-unquote amateur. And Nathan Winsala of Great Britain, 127.5 kilo.
He also had some elbow issues last time. Seems like it's not an issue this time, though. And that moved smooth.
Very smooth, yeah. 3 white lights.
Very nice.
Very strong base on him. We're going to move to 140 kilo loaded on the bar for Tim Monagatti. Now, Tim's been competing 2 years. Wow, I didn't realize that the first time around. He's made some quick progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially based on his one training squad. I believe he was up into the 600s.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get to see him go towards that, but he made the smart choice when it comes to attempt selection.
100%. Yeah, his third attempt looked like that was his max.
And based on that, based upon his prognosis right now, he's already on track for a 2.5 kilo PB total. So,
wow.
Ooh, that's an interesting setup. It's not often you see people. Ooh.
What's going on there?
Elbows.
Elbows again. Oh, you get to have another look at the setup. He's got.
It's interesting because it's not often I see people set up like that with their feet on top of the bench still. There we go. Ooh, is he gonna get butt?
Did you see some movement?
I saw a little butt movement.
Oh, I think let's take a look. The judge
yeah, Susie Hartwig, Gary telling him.
Oh, there was butt movement. Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised. They just must not have been looking. So Susie's telling him that she can see that the rings are not covered That's one of the dangers of that grip is that if you don't have the flexibility in your finger, if they can see that ring, they'll nail you.
Yep.
It's one of the reasons why a lot of lifters don't use it.
140 kilo on the bar.
Yeah.
Now he just.
It was like an RP 11.
Yeah, and his attempt selection thus far has been questionable. We'll say.
I agree. Maybe I think it's one of those things like you keep talking about where maybe he just is more affected than he thought he was going to be.
Yeah, but you got to adjust. Otherwise there could be some very strong repercussions.
Hopefully he gets this. Never want to see anyone bomb.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Fight through it.
Come on.
Can he do it?
You got it. You got it.
Wow. And talk about a nail biter. Oh.
All right. I would, in that situation, I would scrap his third.
Yeah, well, you might as well because he definitely emptied the gas tank. Went to the gas station, bought some more, and emptied it again. Wow.
Impressive though. That is the mark. That is the mark of a true world level lifter, though, to be able to absolutely grind through a bench press and come out and have to do it again.
He wanted it. Now let's just hope they go back and say, hey, maybe drop the opener for deads a little bit. The planned opener changes.
Maybe just to be safe.
Ilya from Russia. 142.5 kilo loaded on the bar.
Very nice. Nice and smooth.
5 kilo jump. Successful. Connor Devley of Ireland. 7.5 kilo.
Here he comes.
Hear the Irish contingency in the crowd.
It's always good to have strong support from friends, family, teammates during meets. A lot of people don't think that makes a difference. It really does.
Yeah, especially, adrenaline really helps in a sport like this.
And knowing you have people behind you is always good. One of my favorite things is when spotters will encourage you as you're going. I think that really helps.
Yeah, and I wonder if in the international scene, 3 white lights, by the way, they try to stay impartial just because, or obviously all the spotters are going to be Canadian, or if they do it just to everybody. It's
I like to think that you want everybody to succeed. That's one of my favorite things about powerlifting is generally, even your closest competition, you'll see them come out and cheer for you.
Yeah, everybody, if you're going to win, you want to win because you were at your best and it's just a little bit better than the next guy's best.
Yeah, exactly.
Blakely Hugh going over that liftoff again.
Seems to have really liked his liftoff last time. Telling the guy to do exactly the same thing.
5 kilo jump. Should be manageable. His opener was very smooth.
And he is absolutely dueling with Michael Cie right now for that first place in bench press.
Yeah, just 2.5 kilos separates their second attempt.
We shall see. His opener wasn't amazingly easy, but this should be a good choice for him.
It was work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5 kilo, do you think?
If I know Arian, he'll probably go 2.5.
Yeah,
you can even see he's giving Blake the sign.
2. You earned 2.
Yep. All right, we'll see how Michael handles this. I expect it to be pretty good.
7.5 kilo jump. And this would temporarily at least put him into first place.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
He weighed in slightly more than Blake.
And his deadlift over is 252.5, whereas Blake's is 290. We'll definitely see, though.
Oh, some flexibility being flaunted here.
Yeah. Do you prefer flats or heels?
I like
bench
heels
press?
myself.
All right, I'm a flats man personally.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I find that for a lot of people that you can get a lot more drive because your feet are just closer to the ground. Whoa.
Nicely done. And
Excellent.
that move, it's got to be said, a lot smoother than Blake's second attempt.
Yeah. I know he was telling me earlier when I was talking to him that 185 is his goal for the day. I think that could definitely be there.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look. 7.5 kilo jump didn't slow him down much from his opener.
Oh, it looks like Blake talked Arian out of that 2.5 kilo jump because he went 180.
Wow.
We'll see.
Yeah.
He definitely is a veteran, so.
Yeah, he knows what he's capable of. Sean Ferrand from Ireland, 125 kilo.
Darn. Should have put 128 on the bar. I'm really hoping he goes back and watches this.
Yeah.
Just
So this should be well within his means. And
Yes,
that was
sir.
very, you know what? He could at least done 127.5, I believe.
I agree.
But playing it safe, he's going to be nice and fresh for the deadlifts.
Yeah, why not? That was a nice PR for him, 7.5 kilos. So
Competition PR.
can't complain about that.
125 kilo for Jonathan from Singapore. Jonathan had timed out on his opener.
Hopefully that does not happen this time.
This is him right here, okay.
He definitely made the adjustments that he needed to in terms of his elbows last time.
Actually, it's the other Singapore lifter I'm mistaken who had timed out. Jonathan, looking to go
You're right.
through.
Yeah, he had some issues with his elbows, though.
So 5 kilo jump.
Definitely
Getting nice and high on that bench.
Definitely a good call. If you notice, subtly, he actually isn't internally rotating as much at the wrist, so he can straighten his elbows properly.
That's a very nice bench.
Very nice.
3
Perfect.
for 3, picks up 5 more kilo for his total.
Perfect third.
This is good for Chua, Singapore. Load the bar for Tony Igawa, Japan, 127.5.
And Kota from Japan, 127.5 kilo, getting loaded on the bar. Just a 2.5 kilo jump, perhaps sensing reaching his limit.
Should be a nice PR for him, though. Again, 7.5. He's definitely faring a lot better than he did in the squats, which is always good. It's nice to turn the day around after things don't go so well on one event.
Yeah, and momentum, a little bit of positive momentum is nice to bring into the deadlifts.
I would agree. I think that that can be kind of hard to do if you start the day off tough.
Yeah, especially that. The bench press was a nice chance to rebound. It's taking his opportunity. Yeah, it's a little too heavy.
Just a bit too much today. It's okay, though. He'll be credited with 125, which is still a 5 kilo PR.
And Ashton from Singapore, 127.5 kilo on the bar. Ashton had timed out on his opener, came in and hit it relatively smoothly, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was pretty smooth. I wonder what happened there, though. I have to wonder.
Well, let's ask him in between. 5 kilo jump here, trying to cover a little bit of ground he lost. Basically only taking 2 attempts. And that was smooth.
Yeah, so that was probably his plan second.
Yeah. Sticking to the game plan.
Always wise.
And 130 kilo, just a 2.5 kilo jump for Silva from Brazil. And this is a huge, we got 12 lifters here. This is a personal best. For Silva.
130 kilos.
Yeah, 12 lifters. This is a big turnover, a stark contrast to the 66 kilo class.
Yeah, well, there's only 7. I think this is about the right size flight, though. If you ask me, like this is good, where it's just fast enough that you don't cool down.
Yeah. Enough time to recover, and whoa, just a little too much.
You know, it's funny. His second attempt was actually pretty smooth. I'm kind of surprised.
Sometimes the drop off on, well, he didn't really stay with the bar there, but sometimes the drop off on the bench is very sudden.
All right, we got the lifter from Great Britain.
Nathan Winsala, 132.5 kilo loaded on the bar.
That's powerlifters.
looking to go 3 for 3 in the bench press event.
I'll keep his prognosis at 5th place overall. We'll see how that happens in the deadlifts. For now, we just got to finish up bench.
5 more kilos available here. Nice arch. Nice setup.
Ooh, very smooth.
Yeah. No
But a
major
good
struggles there. He's got gas left in the tank for a big dead.
Very good call by Coach Jason.
And 142.5 he loaded on the bar for Yagi of Japan. Yagi had missed 140 in his opener, came and took it in his second, and opting for just a 2.5 kilo jump. Now Yagi has had a bit of a rough day.
A little bit.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
And 140 was the fight of his life.
I am surprised he's out here, to be honest.
He
But
could have easily passed. I mean, to empty the tank for 2.5 kilo, and it's
it's not like it really makes much of a difference on placing either.
not at this point. Maybe if he thought he was going to snag a medal on the bench or
I don't know.
overall, but
Might just
you're
be for pride.
you're going to fight really hard for 2.5 kilo that we don't think is going to be there. But I'd love to be proven wrong.
Whoa, maybe. No.
And well, he smiles it off. He looks no worse for wear. Yeah, that was he's just having a bit of a rough day here.
It's that travel. I just think a lot
Yeah.
of people just do not.
You don't even realize sometimes until you get on the weight.
Yeah.
Although you got to adjust. He's got some warning signs now. Hopefully adjusts in the deadlift event. And Timothy Monagatti, 145 kilo load on the bar, and he has adjusted. His weights in the squat a little lower than his training weights, but like we had said, that's a sign of a good coaching staff.
Absolutely.
See what you got, work with what you have on that day.
Yeah, this will tie his best bench in training.
There you go.
Very
That moved
smooth.
very smoothly.
And I believe butt maybe?
I have to see that.
That's been a problem. I know that was a problem. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Big time. That was shot right up immediately.
Ooh, yikes. That's a shame. Oh, well.
And what can you do to mitigate that with this setup, do you think? Or is it just a little too heavy?
So one could be not take his butt off the bench, as my good friend Henry Sorelli would say.
Have command of yourself, son.
Yeah. The other, but something that I've found is helpful is actually turning your feet laterally. That tends to help keep the butt on the bench, just because of the way the forces are distributed rather than going backwards. You might lose out on a little bit of leg drive that way, but if it means having a technically sound bench press, I think it might be worth it.
And 5 kilo on the bar here for the Russian, just a little too heavy.
Just a little bit too much today.
Yeah, we're seeing quite a few failed attempts now. Starting to pile up.
Hopefully our last 3 lifters can keep that. So we're already all of our medalists for the bench press are already decided at this point.
Yeah, slightly anticlimactic in terms of the bench press medals. This is your bronze medalist. However, looking at the bigger picture, there are some kilos that need to be added onto the totals. And Blake Leahy, who didn't pick up as many as he wanted in the squat event, is now racking them up in the bench.
The big thing about making these benches is going to be the consistency of the deadlifts of the lifters. Blake has missed deadlifts on balance in the past, so if there's one miss, Michael will be right there.
Yeah. Oh, no, just a little too heavy. And we haven't seen too many successful bench presses here in the third.
I'm really hoping that changes with these two. We'll see. We had talked about it before. We had said 2.5 kilos for Blake.
And he went 5.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. Hopefully he made the adjustment that is going to prove us completely wrong.
Yeah. Now, it says bench press PR 225 kilo.
I think that might be a quit.
That's, yeah.
That has to be.
That would be amazing.
Here comes the gold medal, 42, Solomon, Turkey, from France. Stephen Lee.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Blake, you were saying very wide stance on the deadlift. Obviously, on the lockout, balance become an issue there. And you said actually has lost toenails being crushed underneath the weight. He's so wide.
Recently, yeah, he's. I don't know if he's still nursing that injury, but at our Open, which is the equipped nationals, he had an incident where I guess it came down on two of his toenails.
Kind of a do or die lifter.
Yeah, definitely. Well, when you're at that high of a level that you can be nationally competitive, internationally competitive, you just kind of have to be.
Oh no!
Nope.
Yep. Perhaps a little ambitious, talking his coach into 5, and that's where his coach gets to say, "I told you to."
Yeah. All right. So if Michael Cia gets this, based on the prognosis, 19 kilos will separate the two of them, which is still a very sizable lead, but anything can happen.
Yeah, it's definitely manageable. Seeing as how Blake is such a big deadlifter, but you got to complete the lifts.
What's loaded, Michael say?
Michael, already gold medalist in the bench press, but there's 7.5 kilos he could pick up towards his total here.
Yep.
Team USA versus Team USA.
Doesn't make it any less fun.
And look at that arch.
What a setup. Ooh.
Wow.
A little shaky?
Yeah, it's shaky getting in there. That's a very tight. Nope, that already came down.
Not today.
Yeah, not today.
That's
7.5 was a little bit of an ask. But there you have it. So Michael walks away with the gold medal, Blake with the silver, and then the bronze medal position is our New Zealand lifter who's rebounded fairly nicely from the squats. And we are going to take a 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere to see the dramatic inclusion in the men's junior 66 and 74 kilo picking up at the deadlift. Welcome back to the IPF World Championships at the 66-74 kilo junior men's deadlift competition. Now, this is six-pack Lapidat and Joe Stanek. And we are going to open up 210 Juan Santiago from Mexico. And it looks like we're going to have a battle in the 66s.
Yeah, it's actually gonna be a little bit closer than the 74s when you look at it. So
yeah, the 74s seem to be almost falling into place. Anything can happen, as you said, with especially Blakey Lee Hughes' deadlift history. But
But it's definitely going to be interesting to see. We have, based on prognosis right now, we have Dallas Bay in first place with Eddie Berglund from Sweden right behind, only by 4.5 kilos. So anything can happen when it comes to this.
Big lift there. That was a bit of a struggle for an opener. 3 whites. Yeah, and looking at their deadlift openers, yeah, Berglund is going to be quite a bit behind, and Bay's got the opportunity to pull last and load it up for the win.
Yeah, so it seems like the cards are in his favor right now, but one miss and Eddie could load something up. I don't know that he's the biggest deadlifter in the world, but
yeah, it's true, and that's usually the case, not always when you have a big bencher. And is Clifton Foe from Canada, do you think he's starting to get pushed out of gold medal contention and looking to kind of look at a different colored medal?
We'll see. He's more than likely going to be gold medal in the deadlift. I wouldn't bet against him on that one.
Yeah, and he has pulled off miracles, although Jake Allison is opening very close as well.
Yeah, although he's not had the best day.
That's true. And
Good
Eddie
opener
Berglund,
from Eddie. Wow.
very smooth.
This guy.
What a showman. Gets the crowd riled up.
He's just showing off the gains he's made. Reminding everyone of that bench press.
That's right. Everyone knows biceps are key to a big bench. Now 225 being loaded on the bar for David Natorski of Poland.
Taking his time coming out. And see his coach in the back.
Yep.
There we go. Probably just needed that right moment in his music.
Right. Wait for it. Eminem's about to come in.
It's actually interesting. There's some studies on that. So something that I often do as a coach is read research.
Yeah.
And there's actually some studies that show that music, if it's meaningful and dramatic to you, can actually increase your power output.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's scientifically proven.
Yes. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So I do think music is a rather powerful tool for athletes. Smooth.
Yeah, it is smooth.
I like his deadlift slippers. They're an interesting color.
Yeah.
How do you feel about deadlift slippers? Do you use them?
You know what? I don't really like. I got them one time and they moved around on me a little bit. I didn't like it, but I pull conventional, and I guess obviously you can use deadlift slippers with a sumo conventional, but
yeah, I actually don't. I pull sumo, and I actually don't like them for sumo. They don't. I feel like they don't have a lot of lateral support.
Yeah, well, for sure. It's almost like a second sock
Yeah.
on top of your sock, and I didn't like how that felt. 240 on the bar for Henzo from Ecuador.
Yeah. I'm actually in my deadlift shoes right now.
You ready to go, eh?
Wearing them for luck. So, yeah, there's what the Ecuadorian lifter's wearing right now is something more along the lines.
Yellow and a 2. 3 whites, Lorenzo Santelices, Ecuador.
Nice opening lift.
Very, very nice. Super smooth.
And here is Dallas Bay from the U.S.
Okay, so this is only 5 kilos under what he's done in training. Let's see. And his nominated deadlift is far lower than this, so this will be a huge competition best for him.
You know, I know we said it before, but my God, watching Dallas Bay come out from back there, look how huge Dallas Bay is for 66 kilo. And he's not that short. How does he make 66 kilo?
In a very difficult way.
Very uncomfortably.
Whoa.
Gosh.
Whoa.
Wow.
All right, he got that down command there, but it looks like he might have cramped up a little bit there.
Look how huge this man is. Yeah, he was teetering, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He actually rocked back on his heels from that angle. You kind of see the rocking back. But I mean, yeah, maybe it's just faster than he thought, right? I mean,
yeah, that can happen.
Wasn't a power outage problem, that's for sure.
No, he's got some more left.
Now here's where Jake Allison can right a few wrongs. Had a bit of a rough bench, a bit of a rough squat session.
Hopefully he's rehydrated properly, got some electrolytes in his system.
Yeah, the bar has hit the floor. Yeah, they're just telling him to wipe it off. And they say the meat hasn't started until the barbell hits the floor.
Mm-hmm.
For Jake, it's almost a second chance, a second kick at the can here.
Yeah, he's still on fourth currently. He can definitely change that.
100%. And when you have a pull as big as Jake does,
yeah, and
it could be a game changer.
He's chasing his own teammate.
Heck, it's Canada versus Canada for the bronze right now. Yeah. And possibly, well, we'll see how the deadlifts shake up, what kind of medal he's in contention for.
I recall at the Canadian Nationals that Jake actually pushed Clifton a little too far, and he had to pull for the win, and it was a little too much.
You know what? That was pretty smooth there.
That was. We'll see.
I think
maybe
Jake,
he'll push Clifton in the same way.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Clifton Foe is opening up.
Nicely done. Double overhand hook grip for the hook grip fans out there.
Here he comes.
Look at that profile picture, too. It says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Clifton Foe opening at 267.5 kilo. So had Jake beat Clifton at the Nationals then?
He did. And
it's always a big win when you beat the reigning world champion.
Yeah.
It's got to be a confidence booster.
Clifton Foe is opening up with over 4 times his body weight.
Ooh, Clifton's adjusting the bar.
Opening.
A little divot in the platform.
I just heard overhead opening with over 4 times his body weight, which is ridiculous.
Watch this guy. He's such a technician.
Also double overhand. Not the craziest of wide sumo stances.
There we go.
No.
Wow.
Just a beautiful lift. 3 whites, and Clifton is on his A game today.
Lifton, as his nickname is. Lifton.
Is it Lifton?
Lifton.
Look at that.
Wow.
Very efficient lifting.
Beautiful technique. It's often said with with Olympic lifting that the lift looks pretty. I think there are a few powerlifters that are like that.
100%.
You watch their lifts, you're like, wow, that just looks awesome.
It just looks like effortlessly, because when it's done right and all the levers are in the right place, that weight just shifts like it just did there for Clifton. Incidentally, also not a slipper deadlifter guy.
Yeah.
Now I'm really paying attention after you had asked that. I was like,
it's
never overly analyzed that.
It's always interesting to me. Like every lifter has their own preferences.
Yeah, if you're not comfortable, don't do it for sure. If you don't feel comfortable doing it. Now, Juwan, just a 2.5 kilo jump on a deadlift.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
Actually, I think he did open it, and it seemed like a little bit of work now that I remember his opener. And it's a very quick turnaround. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's work. It's there. But you see why it might be a 2.5 kilo jump.
Yeah.
And he probably will only take a 2.5 kilo jump from there. Fair play. If you only pick up 5 kilo, you still go 3 for 3. You got the most out of your body.
For sure. He that was a 2.5 kilo
personal best.
Yeah, PB for him. So.
And now he's in an opportunity to get break that personal best with another 2.5 kilo, maybe in the third attempt.
Going to the World Championships and hitting PRs, you cannot complain about that.
Yeah, agreed. Eddie Berglund, not known for his deadlift, but trying to hold back the charge of Dallas Bay.
Speaking of PRs, this will be one for him.
Is that right? Yeah. Already in the second attempt. You know, it's always interesting when somebody's been in the game for 12 years hitting PRs in their second attempts. He is young, though.
Yeah, it is impressive.
Didn't move like a PR.
Yeah?
I would, if you told me, I just hit a PR, here's the video, seen that, I would have said, really? Well, when's the last time you tested your maxes?
Yeah, that looked good. That looked real good.
Very smooth. Very well done. He's definitely got some kilos in the tank. And this is going to be between the U.S. coaching staff and the Swedish coaching staff with the last deadlifts, expect some placeholder attempts to be put in, some jockeying around, changing, and I don't know whose national coaching team are you rooting for, sir?
Gee, I wonder. He said as he looked down at his USA powerlifting jacket.
David Natorski from Poland, 12.5 kilos.
He's got a very interesting setup. Kind of sets his hands first. That's usually I don't know about you, but I usually see lifters do that last.
Yeah. But he gets it.
Very smooth. Honestly, if you would have told me that he was going to go up 12.5 on after his last one, I would have said you're crazy, but geez.
Sometimes these guys just get a little tighter, take it a little more serious. I know in the past I've been guilty with taking openers not quite as seriously as I should because it's a weight that I tell myself, well, this isn't that big of a deal. And you're a little caught off guard. You're like, okay, lesson learned. Let's tighten it up a little.
Yep, that can definitely happen.
Enzo from Ecuador, 252.5 kilo, a 12.5 kilo jump for him.
252.5, 501 on the bar for the Holster lifter Kroll, 227.5.
Currently resting in 4th for the deadlifts. Moved well enough. He's got some kilos to spare.
Don't know if it's a PB kind of day for him, but maybe a PB total.
And what was his nomination?
His nomination was 245.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Here comes the World Junior
I'm
record
looking at it
total.
wrong. No, yeah, that is 245.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, this is a World Junior record in total for Dallas Bay.
Wow, already. Now, how far have these guys pushed themselves when it's the second attempts and already the world record in total is falling?
Yeah, we already have. So Eddie has entered in 245 for his final deadlift.
15 kilo jump.
That'll put his prognosis on 678 if he makes that.
But
I have a feeling that's probably a placeholder.
I was just about to say, we're used to this. He's obviously going to be watching. The Swedish coaching is going to be watching how this 270 moves. This is an awful lot of weight for a 66 kilo lifter. And wow, that's not just any 66 kilo lifter, is it? Whew.
That was smooth.
Now, look how easily he just pulled that. And that now gives him the biggest total we've ever seen in the 66 kilo juniors. And he does it, struts off, no celebration.
Yeah.
Scary how quickly these guys are progressing.
The thing that sucks for Eddie is even if Eddie manages to make that 245, Dallas can just go and change whatever he needs.
Yeah, he's going to pull last. He's got that advantage. It's a great tactical advantage to have.
So I would imagine what they'll probably do is put in, let's see, on 278. So he would need 280 because it wouldn't. Oh, actually, that is a world record. So yeah, so that'll up him to 285.5.
Now the way he moved 270, I think that's definitely in range. Obviously, he could change it still, but 270 just moves so smoothly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although, I mean, when you get in world record territory, the brakes come on quickly. So.
Yeah. So what I'm imagining will happen is they'll just watch Eddie's third.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate that they're not as close as they are on deadlifts, but the USA lifter just has all of the chips in his pile at this point.
Now look at that, Clifton Foe going for the world record in his second attempt, which could obviously Dallas would have to
go up
bump
to
it a chip. But
go up to 286.
Is Jake Allison timing out here at 275? I didn't think he might be injured. You know what? He's having a really tough day, and he might just be timing out on purpose. I see the Canadian coaching staff right there, like they're aware, obviously. I'm watching Matt Goldsmith. I think they're timing out on purpose.
Yeah.
And that would actually explain why he's had such a rough day. He might be injured, and hats off to him. A lot of people pull out, but when you stay in there, your national team actually gets points.
Right.
You do the best you can. How many guys, I'm not feeling 100%, I'm going to pull out. Those are precious points for your national team. Jake showing a lot of heart, staying in the pocket, showing up today and doing the best he can.
All right. This is not only a junior world record, but an open world record attempt. Open.
See, the 66 kilos are really spoiling us here.
And this will be a 2.5 kilo PR for Clifton Foe.
And if
Calling
any-
you out publicly, Clifton. You are a liar.
Yeah, a rough day, sir.
He's waving to me right now.
Operating at 80%, sir? I don't think so. I think I'll attempt the world record on my second attempt. I'm not feeling so hot, though. A little under the weather. Clifton Foe playing mind games with the U.S. coaching staff.
Good thing I did not communicate that to any of my constituents.
That's right. He was checking the nominations. He knows your boy Dallas was in there. Well done, Clifton. Well played, sir. And let's see if we have
Clifton.
history broken here. Clifton all smiles. He's trying to hold it back.
Just
Time to get serious.
Just adjusting to make sure that he isn't deadlifting out of the divot.
Yep. And
Getting
Clifton
set up
Foe,
nice
Come on, Clifton!
a shot at history, double overhand hook grip. Gonna lock those lats, sit back, and pull.
He almost has like a little double clutch with his hip positioning.
Whoa!
Very nice.
There it is! Wow! Clifton Foe, a world record deadlift on his second attempt.
Good
Did you
work.
see how fast that little hip pump was to break the inertia? Watch this. Blink and you'll miss it just to pop it off the ground, get a little bit of momentum. There it is. And it breaks the ground, slow and steady from there. Beautiful technician on the deadlift. Oh,
So
now
We're-
we gather ourselves.
I've just been pointed out. It's just been put to my attention that we're on 1, 2, and 3 between Dallas, Eddie, and Clifton.
Yep.
So it's pretty much decided at this point, unless Jake. Now we see why Jake has done that.
No, look what Clifton put in for his third.
Clifton, that's a place.
Oh no, Gino is excited. Do you see what he's put in?
666. Oh God, don't tell. He's just playing with Gino now. Playing with
Oh.
you first, playing with Gino next.
He actually, I happen to know because I was there. He put that in at the Arnold and attempted it, and he missed it. So that might be he might want
Wants
it.
revenge on
Yeah.
those kilos.
And Gino's gonna go nuts.
200 Gino lives for us. 215 kilos.
Whoa.
Wow, what a tiger!
What a
he
fighter.
wants it. What a scrapper!
Oh, that's
Oh no!
darn.
You know what? He showed the heart of a lion there. Juan Santiago, fair play, sir. We said 2.5 kilo. He popped it on. It was well chosen. Came close. And here we
after
are.
all that effort, it stinks.
Yeah.
All right, we shall see. All right, so Eddie has dropped his deadlift from 245 down to 240.
So he's, yeah, I mean, it'll temporarily put him in first place. He's really banking on, obviously, Dallas not getting his dead.
World junior
Right.
record in total.
He thinks if he goes too light, you know, he's not going to just try to beat what Dallas has on right now for his total. Sorry, he's
So this will
expecting
be
Dallas to have a healthy
will
dead.
also be a world record in total. Or no, excuse me, no. Misleading me there, Gino.
Wouldn't it though? Because 6'6" or
Because
5,
Dallas is already on 665, so that's not
and then
correct.
but if he gets this dead and he's at 6'7'3",
Oh yeah, you're right.
So it would
All right.
be,
So, yeah,
uh,
this will be a total world record. All right, Eddie, let's go.
there we go, Eddie. Another shot at history and.
Oh, it's a fight, but he's got it.
Down command, and we believe another world record total, and the lift is good. And we are having world records fall all over the place here in the 66 kilo class. Ever the gentleman shaking hands with the officials as he clears the platform and allows the battle to continue.
Alrighty.
Now, it looks like we have a deadlift battle between Clifton and Dallas.
For
and
sure.
Clifton, 285.5, it wasn't exactly easy.
No, it wasn't. But I think at this point, unless somehow Jake manages to come out and
Yeah, I don't think he's actually going to even challenge that now that I take a look at the prognosis there. He doesn't need to. He'd be foolish to, actually.
yeah, I think Clifton just wants the chance to try and pull it.
Yeah. So Clifton likely walks away with the gold medal in deadlift. David Natorsky of Poland, 247.5 kilo.
With that wonderfully interesting setup.
Yep.
Adjusting the bar. You'll see a lot of lifters do that when it gets towards the end of deadlifts.
And he tilts the head 1 foot at a time. I mean, whatever works for you.
I mean, it clearly does work. His last deadlift was pretty smooth. We'll see how this looks.
Yeah, he gets upright. Like, that's what my fear would be, but yeah, he never gets pulled forward. Oh, it's a fight, though. It's a fight. No, I can't.
No, they can't hold on to it.
Grip strength was failing him. The
That's
heart
a
was
shame.
willing, but the grip strength wasn't.
It's an interesting, his setup is interesting to me. Something that a lot of lifters always try to strive for is to get as upright as possible.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and a lot of people don't know this, is if you're too upright, your hips will have to rise before the bar will start moving.
Yeah, I think actually your client, Deadlift Panda, had posted pretty well explanation on that.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has different.
Hope you're watching.
Everyone has different levers. For some people, upright. For some people, it just depends on the back angles. And sometimes you try to mirror your favorite lifter, and your body type and levers are not the same.
Oh, yeah.
And what works for them isn't necessarily going to work for you. But try to force that square into a round hole.
Yeah, it's funny. I'll get questions about why can't I pull like X lifter? Why can't I do this when I'm coaching?
It
certain
works for them.
athletes?
It doesn't work for me.
Exactly. Yeah, and you do have to find your own style, and sometimes you might find that style works for you, but it's not always best to copy.
Yeah, that's right. Take your time, develop your own style. Now, Henzo 262.5, representing Ecuador, a 10-kilo jump.
And I'm looking behind us here. The house is really filled up in the last.
Yeah, it has. Oh, just a little too much. He laughs it off. He's had a good day.
Yeah, he's had a.
I think he wants to shake the hands of the officials, gathers himself, collects himself.
All
How about a little chalk in your hand,
Here
sir?
we go, Dallas Bay. This will be a new world record in total. 675 kilo. Wow.
Yeah, Dallas
absolutely nuts.
Has loaded enough for the win, as well as the world record, a 10-kilo jump. Now, 270 moved well, but 10 kilo isn't exactly. It's manageable, but we've seen the brakes come on quick.
Right.
We are talking about the heaviest and biggest total of all time. The house has gone silent. All eyes on platform 1 right now.
His coach, Elish Lee.
Yeah, look at the tension.
Getting him ready to go. I'm sure Elish gave him the pep talk of the century. Let's go, Dallas.
The World Championship hinging on the final deadlift from Dallas Bay. The pride of the U.S. Oh, it's also silent.
And it's up.
Oh,
no! Oh, no.
And you know what? I think he's strong and possibly strong enough, but when I think he got caught a little off. But let's take a little look here on the slow-mo. Did he just rise his hips a little too early?
So I think what happened though is he got a little bit forward, and because of that, the bar carried him forward when he started
then the balance
moving.
kicked in. You know, we had, hopefully this isn't foreshadowing the 74 kilo, but we had mentioned the sumo, while mitigating, minimizing the range of motion and great for certain people's levers, the danger is the balance. And once you start going off balance in the conventional, you can kind of pull it in. But on sumo, very difficult because your base is spread out. So once it starts moving forward, sometimes it's all she wrote.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but he still had a market day and coming away with a bunch of medals and a overall second place. Can't complain about that.
Now, what is this? Jake Allison actually passed on his second attempt,
and he is
so that he could come for Clifton Foe's world record. Wow, gutsy move. He probably told himself, "Look, I've fallen too far back to get medals. Let's gamble it all and give me a little extra rest because these were a quick turnaround."
Yeah, interesting move. We'll see if it works out for him.
I'm hoping for. Whoa! Big blow!
Oh, no.
Just at the lockout. That was close.
Whoa.
He's dizzy. He
Little
got a
dizzy.
little dizzy, yep.
Change. We have a change. Chief referee, we have a change.
Big risk, big reward, and
Clifton.
He came close.
Disappointing.
Clifton backs down from 302. I mean, I say backs down. He's doing another world record attempt.
Yeah.
Got the gold medal in deadlift.
But now we don't get to see Gino go crazy. Oh, well.
Well, he got a little excited when he seated up there.
There will be lots of moments.
5-kilo jump. Now, you know what? 285.5 was definitely work for Clifton. I think 290 is a sensible jump.
Yeah, and it is literally the heaviest deadlift that a lifter of his weight has ever pulled. So
junior or open, it should be noted.
Yep. Yeah. So definitely not something to shake a stick at.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure.
All right.
Clifton.
So at this point, everything is decided as far as the totals go.
Yeah.
So this is all for just Clifton having fun and hitting a nice new PR.
Yeah, a chance to make history while the world is watching.
Let's go, Clifton.
The house is on its feet. All eyes on Clifton Foe.
Pulling a world record.
He's hyping the crowd like a good showman should. The Clifton Foe show is in effect.
Gotta watch pay attention to how patient he is off the floor. It's world-class deadlifting right here.
Look how tight he gets, and then the little hip pump to break the inertia. There it is. Oh, no.
Just a bit too much
That's
today.
right. That's
okay.
right.
Still walks away with the gold in the deadlift and the open world record.
A gold medal and a world record to end your day. Hey, I'll take it. He actually, and he came in, it should be noted, bronze medal overall. So he's got a collection of medals. Not a half bad day. So we're going to...
Especially considering he was nominated 4th, so...
Yeah, turned it around. It's kind of hard to come off a high like that and then go back into openers. You know, the peaks and valleys of sports when it comes to momentum and excitement. But here we are. We're going to move into the 74-kilo class. Sean Ferran of Ireland.
Hold on. Let me check my scouting reports and see what odd number he hit in training.
3/4 of a kilo PR the other day.
I went during the break. I ran into him and I was so close to tapping him on the shoulder and saying, "Hey,
young
where was
fella?
the 128?" But didn't have the heart to do that. All right, 205 is his best deadlift in training.
So this should be well manageable for him.
For sure.
And he is having a good day. He's shifted some weights rather easily, staying within his means. Yeah, as expected. He's really picked his attempts well. If he's going to gamble, it's usually on the 3rd attempt, and that's when you should do it. It'll be interesting to see if the Japanese lifter that we felt was gambling a little too much, a little too early in both the squat and the bench event settles it down a little.
Hopefully he's dropped his opener. I was not paying attention, but I don't know. Me personally, I would have said maybe let's lower it just a little bit.
It's you know what? It's hard to pay attention when you had the 66-kilo war going on like that. That was
You know, it's kind of unusual. That's a lot of red on the board.
Sea of red, but that almost made it more entertaining. No, you just couldn't predict.
That's true.
And even then we saw like how many world records fall.
I know. Very cool to watch.
To say the least. Now Marcio Silva from Brazil.
Our gym owner from Brazil.
Yeah, 23. I kind of have to reevaluate my life. I don't know what I was doing at 23. 215 kilo on the bar. Moves it rather well.
Very nice. Turns the toes in so he doesn't get clipped.
Yep. Smart move there.
I would make the obvious joke about Johnny Candido, but I don't want to hurt any feelings.
There we go.
Hopefully he's listening.
Oh.
So we've got this is our man, right?
This is our boy.
All right.
200.
Let's hope he's made some adjustments.
Yep.
He's on 220 on the nominations. This is only 5 below.
Gosh. I would feel better if it was a little further, but maybe he's going to make us wrong. Make us all look a little foolish and just absolutely smoke this. And he does. Whoa, what? Oh, is he locked out?
A little weird at the top.
Is he locked? I think he's locked out, wasn't he?
Yeah, but if he cuts that even the slightest bit more, he
won't be.
Some reds for that.
He's the gambler. Look at, there's a bobble, and it's it's right on the verge of.
Usually when that happens with most lifters, everybody always says, "Oh, I'm just weak at my lockout. I'm weak at my lockout." The problem actually does not lie in your strength; it lies in your starting position.
Aha.
So oftentimes what will happen is lifters' glutes will tuck under them. You'll kind of see it. It almost looks like a dog going to the bathroom.
Yep. That was well said.
Yeah.
Good choice of words. Watch yourself, sir.
Yeah. But it almost looks like that. And the reason that happens is because when the glutes are closer to the bar,
Connor, successful lift. Continue.
it makes it much easier to break the bar from the floor.
Yeah.
And oftentimes people just aren't used to that with sumo deadlifts, so they get used to that starting position, but then their lockout is crappy.
Yeah.
So it's actually one of the, I find in coaching, one of the hardest things to get rid of for lifters.
Yeah. It's it feels like a natural thing to do, to kind of tuck the butt to help break the ground, and it's sometimes your body's first inclination is just the easiest route at that point, but it's not thinking, oh, we're going to go all the way up and we're going to lock out and we're going to. That's up to you.
Yeah, and sometimes they can overpower it, but what will oftentimes happen is they'll actually end up locking out with their back because their glutes are maximally contracted because they were closer to the bar. So they'll either get soft knees, or they'll end up missing because their glutes finish early.
Possibly shoulders rolled.
Yes.
Kota from Japan, 230. And we're seeing some more conventional pullers in this weight class.
He also had a relatively rough day on squats, but it looks like his deadlift opener was good.
Yep.
Good start for him. Seeing a lot of it seems like the trend is more deadlift slippers in the Asian and Oceania regions, and then I'm seeing more wrestling shoes from some of the European lifters.
Yeah, and wrestling is and sandal shoes.
Yeah, and
as long as they're
shoes.
grappling shoes, coming
Yes.
from a grappling sport.
Yes, exactly.
Nathan Winsala of Great Britain, 245 kilo on the bar for his opener.
Let's see. So Nathan is nominated at 257. He has hit a little bit more than that in training. I believe I saw him pulling 260. Wow, that was wow. I blinked and I missed that.
Yeah, that was really well done. He's got a lot of kilos left in the tank.
I would love to see him pull something out. Let's see, where is he?
Most of these lifters for the deadlift are fairly closely clustered, except Blake leading the pack by 20 kilo, and then followed by him, the New Zealand lifter, Monigadi, who's opening with 270.
Yeah. So
Beyond that, in
that
terms
could
of
shake things up.
Yeah, in terms of the deadlift medals, there's definitely going to be a fight for the bronze.
For sure. We'll see.
Jonathan from Singapore.
The top three lifters cannot miss. If any of them misses, they will have an opening.
Yeah. Yeah. And what makes it so intriguing is the fact that Blake is kind of that risky proposition. He's very wide-based, very strong deadlifter, but willing to put himself in danger to get those high numbers, and it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds.
There's a good pull from the Singaporean lifter. We have the other lifter from Singapore, Ashton, coming out now.
250 kilo.
Rocking that I think it's pronounced Wallender?
What's
belt? The belt that he has on. They're very unique. It's almost like a precursor to the SBD belt.
Ah. Nicely done.
Wow.
And he's got some deadlift arms on him, doesn't he?
Wow.
Look how long his arms are.
Those are some super long arms.
He could scratch his knee without bending over.
That is
Wow.
that's something.
There you go. And yeah, you weren't fooling about the striations in this young man's legs. He cuts a lot of weight because he is a tall man for this weight class.
Perhaps we will see him at 83 next year.
Yeah, we just might.
That's one of the big things that I think a lot of younger lifters make the mistake of is they always think, oh, I could be so much more competitive in X class. But honestly, I mean, unless you're close, I would say just focus on your development as a lifter.
Well, a good example of that would be your business partner, Bryce Lewis.
Absolutely.
He went up a weight class and he is far more competitive. Nice pull here by Ilya, 255 kilo, and now is in the midst of one of the biggest battles, the 105s, broke an open world record in total. And
absolutely.
And there's been a few different lifters like that. That's the first off the top of my head.
Kelly Breton, you're one of your country.
Yeah, well, he
fits in that category.
He took that to another level. But honestly, his squat and what he's done.
Here's one of our front runners, Michael C.A. from the USA.
Yep, 257.5 kilo.
Oh, breaking the mold, rocking the deadlift slippers.
Yeah, we haven't seen those in a little bit. Now, Michael, he's definitely a contender for the podium. What color his medal's going to be?
Very nice.
Yeah, that was very smooth, actually. No indication that is anywhere near his limit based off that. And that's basically what you want to see. If you see someone in their opener, you're like, oh, maybe 5 kilo away, we're in trouble.
Little trick that you can learn from Michael the next time he pulls, definitely watch for it. He actually holds the bar very low in his fingers.
Yep.
And that's something that not everybody can do. But if you have particularly long fingers and a good grip, it can actually slightly shorten the range of motion in the deadlift.
That's true. Just
So-
as long as you're good for it.
As long as you can practice holding on to it,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to do with a bar that's too thick or too thin. But
And again, like you had said, if you got the levers, use them.
Yep.
Use your physical advantages.
Yep.
The long fingers. 270 kilo for Timothy. And that
Whoa.
was very well.
Holy, wow!
You know what? Maybe he cut a lot of weight and is just starting to get a second wind because his squats, we thought, were below his limit. But now in the deadlifts,
Wow.
270.
Unbelievable. Oh,
Wowzers.
wow! Already world record in total coming out here.
Already. So we were impressed when the world record in total was broken in the 6 kilo class on the second attempts. Here's Blake Lehue with a world record total on his
my gosh.
opening
He is
deadlift.
coming out beltless.
And beltless as well. Double world record.
Maybe.
Unofficial.
What is the current world record total?
Current world record total, 698.5.
All right.
And yeah, where are we here? 720. Holy smokes.
Yeah, this will smash the current world record total. Jeez. All right, Blake. Let's see what you got, man.
Blake is having a phenomenal day. You could take away 2 squats just as opener, and he's still going to break the world record total in his opener deadlift. Let that sink in.
There it goes.
And that wow, did get the down command, did he? Holy smokes,
He did. He did.
Just at the nick of time.
Just right there.
Whoa, you know what? Didn't have a lot of luck in the squats, but he got it here. You were saying that the balance would be an issue.
Yep, I am. Absolutely.
And good prognosis, my friend. You've been bang on with your scouting. Just a split second longer, and he wasn't going to get that. But he registered the highest total of all time, and
Yeah.
just with his opener, would his opener be good enough? Well,
Michael's is behind by 9 kilos
and
currently.
he's jumping up 12 and a half, so there you go. No, it will not.
305. Whoa. That's something.
15 kilo jump. He cannot lose his balance like that. Huh.
The world open record deadlift belongs to Kjell Bachland of Norway.
Oh yeah, he's actually a rival of Deadlift Panda. They had a little back and forth on social media. I'm sure you're aware.
I'm well aware.
Sean from
I actually
Ireland,
was actually
205.
just recently talking to Kjell. I think he pulled 330 in training.
Wowzers.
Yeah, which was pretty cool to see. It's a shame that he's not going to be here, but I believe he's focusing on equipped this year.
230 moved well for the Irishman. Yeah, so it really is the way. I mean, it was fast, the 290 by Blake Lehue, but the way he had lost balance, and you said you got to watch for that. It really does keep Michael in the game, and he could very quickly catch up if Blake has another session like he did in the squats.
Especially because Michael has the squat world record.
Yeah,
He has those chips
Yep.
as an advantage.
that's right. Marcio Silva from Brazil.
Very
Well done.
smooth.
Yeah, very well done. It's got some
Dressed
more kilos
head
in
to
tank.
toe in SBD.
Head to toe.
I have to say, I do love the look of those singlets. They're quite nice.
Well, 20 kilo jump by Yagi from Japan.
Bars loaded.
And,
35.
you know, he went a little more conservative with his deadlift open, but 20 kilos seems like an awfully big jump. You would hope he registers more than just an opener here, but you like to think he knows best. He knows how he feels. Can he lock it out? See,
it's a shame.
the attempt selection has been really off.
I don't understand.
Like, why would you take a 20-kilo jump?
Yeah, there was no reason to.
And you've clearly not been having a good day. Just stay patient, stay in the pocket, add some kilos to the total. He really, like, I get it. You can have a bad day, but you have to adjust.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just will it to happen.
Yeah. If that was the case, I think a lot of people would be a lot stronger than they actually are.
I really, really want this. Yeah, exactly.
If only it was that easy.
Connor from Ireland, 235 kilo.
I recall his opener being quite good, so it shouldn't be too bad.
It's
A little bit harder, but
yeah, it's work, but it's totally manageable, and he nails it.
we'll see where he goes after that.
The knees shake, but he locks him out. And Igawa from Japan, a bit of a contrast from his Japanese counterpart, only a 5-kilo jump. Now, this is probably a lot more realistic.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I recall his opener being smooth. Let's see where
Let's
he's
see
at.
here, there we go.
So this will equal his PR.
It says a lot. Like, their nominations were neck and neck, and Igawa might just finish quite a bit ahead from the other Japanese lifter by picking his attempts a little better.
Yeah, he's already ahead of his current PR total. So this is definitely just to add to that. Taking his time, getting set up.
The tale of two different lifters from Japan, and that's how you build your total, sir.
Very nice.
They came in here neck and neck in nominations, and Igawa is starting to pull ahead. Now, Pan from Singapore, taking a 10-kilo jump.
I also recall his opener being quite smooth.
Austin Tweed, hang the bars loaded, Singapore, 260.
Yeah, I'm not expecting 10 kilo to break the bank here.
I believe he's pulled 270 before at their nationals. So
Gotcha.
it should be okay.
You even looked up the Singapore National Championships.
You bet I did. You gave me this opportunity. I wanted to be prepared.
Yeah, wow. Wowzers. And he was coming in 7th ranked. You looked up the 7th ranked lifter.
I looked up every lifter.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, sir, you've proved your worth. Nathan Winsala of Great Britain, 260 kilo.
He's actually having a pretty darn good day. He's made a lot of really good attempts.
I like how he strolls onto the platform. Very calm, cool, and collected for a junior lifter.
His socks are rolled down. I wonder why.
Ah, yeah. You know what? That extra lip is just something to catch on. Although,
Yeah, I'm wondering why.
yeah,
Oh, and nice. Very smart.
15-kilo jump, and he handled it very well. Now, how high are the socks allowed to go? Are they just too long, you think?
They're supposed to be knee high, and they're definitely not
Over the knee?
Yeah, they're not over.
I wouldn't
I don't
think.
think they can fully cover the knee. They can mask part of it, but I could be wrong on that.
So I wouldn't think, I mean, I don't know how long his socks are when they're fully extended. Maybe he thinks he has to.
I mean, they're SBD socks, and so
Yeah,
they're at regulation length. I don't know. Maybe it's just a good luck thing or something.
Jonathan from Singapore, 262.5 kilo. He's been a pretty good technically sound lifter.
He has.
Nice hip pump, breaks the inertia, and whoa, just that lockout slows. Can he get it? Those shoulders don't look well.
Yeah, looks like he was about to pass out, actually.
Yeah, you know what? He put it down before that happened. Well played there. He'll have another kick at it. It was
It's actually
fast.
so right there. What I was talking about before with the glutes tucking,
butt
that
tuck,
got it. That
yeah.
got him there at the
Yeah.
lockout.
Yeah, he just could not get those shoulders back. And Ilya Mission of Russia, a 10-kilo jump. And you're pulling out your files on Ilya, or
I am checking to see something.
you know
So-
his favorite color and favorite movies?
No,
or-
I
okay.
was going to say, fun fact, the Singaporean lifter and Michael Cie are actually both coached by the same person.
Oh, really?
I thought that was interesting. I was a little late on that one, but I thought of it a little too late.
Don't let that good research go to waste, sir. Get it out now. And Ilya, 265 moved well.
Rocking
Three whites.
those Sambo shoes. I actually kind of want a pair now.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if he wrestles.
He might. He might.
270 loaded on the bar now.
I know Jess Butner. Is that how you pronounce her?
Jessica Butner, I believe.
Butner.
Yeah.
I know her primary sport isn't powerlifting, and she's got a ton of success. Doesn't mean that somebody else couldn't do it.
She is a track star in Canada.
All right, we got Michael coming out for 270. Let's see how this moves.
Yeah, he's been having a phenomenal day. He's really trying to put the pressure on Blake Lehue.
See that fingertip grip, and
oh wow, that's a little surprising.
That is surprising.
And that, you know what, I'm going to have to take a look at the replay. I hope it's just not too heavy because the wheels fell off quickly if that's the case.
Looked like he got a little out of position at the start and just kind of got caught.
But, oh, what's going on here?
Junior record, 290.5.
Holy Timothy
from our
Manigatti from New
lifter.
Zealand. Okay, so the
This is a surprising turn of
rehydration has
events.
gone
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
apparently.
That 270 did look good, but is it 20.5 kilo good?
That is very good, sir. He got 2 attempts. He chose, now let's go all in now. I hope he's not risking a podium finish, or does he believe he's too far ahead from the fourth?
He is too far ahead at this point.
So,
He's
there we go.
37.5 kilos ahead.
So he's thinking, let me have at least 2 kicks at it.
Yeah, I think he might be trying to catch Michael, honestly, especially after that miss.
Yeah, that was a well-timed miss by Michael then. Let's see if Timothy can walk through the door Michael just opened for him.
Let's see how this goes.
It is a big jump.
He did not hit anywhere near this in training, if I'm not mistaken. Checking my
What a gutsy move. What a gutsy kid. I love it.
my notes here. Yeah. Oh, actually, no. He has hit a 290 deadlift before.
Okay.
So yeah. So this should be doable.
Whoa. Oh my
Almost
gosh.
lost it there. Almost.
Wow. Timothy
All right.
coming from behind and
Ooh.
covering ground quickly, sir.
All right. So
In the squat, he was far below his potential in training, and we're thinking potential off day here. By the deadlift, he's a whole new man.
Yeah. So let's see. That puts him 10.5 kilos behind Michael. So Michael, it looks like Michael has put in 270.
Yeah, well,
Oh, hold on. Let's focus on Blake for a second here.
let's not
All right.
look past. So this is a short-lived deadlift record, but it was a deadlift record anyways by Timothy.
We will see. It's going to depend on if he can hold on to it.
Yeah, you're right. Let's not count our eggs before they hatch, chickens before they hatch, because the lockout has been an issue before.
You can see how much Blake must cut. He's got some abs showing through on the singlet. Jeez.
Yeah, he does.
Making everybody feel bad about themselves. Like
Self-conscious here.
he's just showing off the fact that he's going beltless.
Yeah, it's just. We'll talk about that in a second. That's also an interesting choice. Whoa! No!
Oh, yeah.
And you had warned he is a great deadlifter, but it's almost 50-50 when the weights get crazy, you know? And his opener, he just snuck it in.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if he's at the gym and he's tested his 1-rep maxes and he can take it a couple times over, that's not the case here. The door, has it swung open now? I don't know. The Sean...
Yeah, it just
because he's
Michael missed that lift. I don't know if he can unless he
changed the game.
decides to go for it.
I mean,
That would be
yeah,
a
it seems like
huge
a big
jump.
ass. That's a big ass.
Yeah, that'd be
And you
22.5 keys. Yeah, that just
I think he's gonna better off to defend the silver, and there's no changing thus far.
yeah. Let's see who pulls first between the New Zealander and Michael.
Michael, because New Zealanders 313. That might be a placeholder, but 313.
Yeah.
That's absolutely massive. The deadlift world record's 290.5 right now. Obviously, he just broke it, but that's a huge, and it moves well. But
what's the
the
open
old one?
record? What's the
Oh, the
open
open,
record? It's gotta be
322.
high. Yeah. I was gonna say, geez.
Well done by Sean. 207.5 for the Irishman. Finishes 3 out of 3 in the deadlift for the day. Nicely done.
Yeah. Good job, Sean.
Yeah, it's intriguing. Timothy from New Zealand really coming on in the end. I mean, it wasn't like he was playing conservative in squats. He struggled in his last squat, and it was quite a bit below his training. So we thought
he
rough
probably,
cut, travel.
Must have been a lot of cutting.
But I mean, he's a new man here. He's really caught a second wind, kicked it in his second gear. I thought that huge jump was a mistake. 20 kilos in this weight class, and doing a world record attempt in your second.
Now, my question for you is: do you think that he has this 313? That is a big. That's a big ask.
He's starting to make me a believer, sir. He's like a snake oil salesman whose charm is winning me over. I just want to believe everything he's telling me.
We shall see if Michael makes this 270. I think it'll push him to the point that he won't be able to make it.
Here's a Japanese lifter, 207. No, that's showing the Irishman's pull. This is 235. He had attempted but failed at, and
just a weird choice by the.
He's going to go home. He's going to regret some of these decisions, but we don't know the background story. It's also the coaching staff. They have to have a discussion as well.
Yeah. I don't know. In my scouting, he didn't have any deadlift footage up on his Instagram. So
yeah. Well, now you have some.
Maybe maybe we know why now.
Now you have some. So Marcio Silva of Brazil, 237.5.
Ooh. Team Brazil being real loud.
Brazilians, they might not be many, but they are loud. If you ever seen a soccer game, very passionate nation, and they love their sports. Double overhand hook grip. Yeah, they'll make their presence known.
For sure.
Yes, sir. And he gives them something to cheer for. Well done, Marcio. 3 white lights. Yeah.
He is hyped.
The crowd loves
that's
it.
That's a 12.5 kilo PR for him.
Yep.
That is
double bicep for the crowd.
There was not a kilo more there.
No, that was beautifully timed. And now, stark contrast. The Brazilians, very well done on the attempt selection.
Yeah, 9 for 9 for him today, I believe.
Yeah. Now, Connor Devely. Connor, a common name in Ireland. Do you know any other Irishman named Connor?
I might know one.
Yeah. You know that trivia, sir? That's low-hanging fruit, though, isn't it?
I might know. Honestly, I had to think about it for a second.
240 on the bar. 5 kilo jump.
His last one was a little bit of work, but I think this might be.
Yeah, like 5 kilo percentage-wise for this weight, it's probably appropriate. Dives in there.
You got it.
Whoa, yeah, good fight. I think he's got it.
Good finish.
Let's see what the judges say. They give it to him.
All
3 for 3 in the deadlifts.
Good day for him.
And Connor fights it out with 240.
If I'm not mistaken, I think
See what I did there? There's a pun there.
Yeah.
Aha, I brought it around. See, that's a commentating experience. Huh? Okay, you pick up those.
I'll get it eventually.
Kota of Japan, 250. 10 kilo jump. He's been taking 10 kilo jumps throughout this event.
This is definitely will be a little bit of a scrap.
Yeah.
But it's not impossible.
You know, and it's got to be said, if we're going to take shots at the Japanese coaching team for the team selection with the other Japanese lifter, we'll give him kudos for him. They're getting a lot out of Igawa, more than his nominated total. These are PR territory, so
yeah, for sure.
All is not lost, and also more team points. Nice. Oh, he's fighting it through. Might be a little much.
Yeah, just a little bit too much today.
Yeah, a little too much today, but
it's okay though. He despite a little bit of a problem in squats, he had a pretty good day overall.
He rebounded nicely, and that's the thing. He adjusted when it called time for it. Jonathan.
And that is the mark of an experienced powerlifter, is making the adjustments.
Yep. Jonathan from Singapore, 262.5 kilo.
So I can use my fact now. Yeah, Michael and Jonathan are both coached by Chance Mitchell out of Texas.
There's another one, sir. Don't rush it. Just don't rush. Take your time. Take your time.
I spent the time.
Yeah, that's
Spent
right.
the time
You're
looking
worried.
looking these things up.
Yeah,
Need to get them in.
I was up all night last night, juiced for this.
He
Well
missed this on
played.
his last one, right at lockout. So,
So
hopefully,
Chance Mitchell with clients all the way over in Singapore. Mm-hmm. Wow, the power of social media and online coaching now. There you go.
Yeah, I have lifters in multiple countries. I've actually got one in Taiwan now.
Wowzers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice lift there. Oh, just a lockout. Got a little stuck.
Darn.
Chance knows a thing or two about deadlifts.
He does. I'm sure he's watching right now
Yep.
on bated breath.
Bated breath, yeah. So you said Michael is his other lifter.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, his lifter's in the middle of a dogfight, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Nathan Winsala of Great Britain, 265 kilo.
This should be a good lift for him. This will be well over his nominated, I believe.
Where is Nathan?
257, so 7.5
Yeah,
kilos.
yeah, 7.5 kilo PR. Wow. Actually, he hit a PR the second attempt. He's having a great day.
Yeah. Let's see, this will put him on 635 for the day,
And
which I do happen to know is a British record total.
nicely. Wow, you know those two off the top of your head?
The only reason I know that is because I have a couple lifters in Great Britain myself.
Yeah, okay.
Actually got two fellas tomorrow night.
Nice pull. Just a stitch shy. But he's now he's going to rest in fourth place. That's good team points for Great Britain.
Yeah, definitely a good day.
Just outside the podium, and perhaps he makes it on the podium the following year.
Yeah. Definitely a newer lifter. He'll improve on that. All right, here we go.
Here is Chance Mitchell's protege, looking to take another stab at 270 kilo. This will put him at a 711 kilo total, and he's really trying to force Timothy Monagati's hand to stretch him past his limits and have to put something on the bar to pull just outside of what he can do, although it's hard to doubt Timothy at this point.
Yeah. So if Michael does miss, it'll mean, I believe, it'll be a 10 kilo jump versus the massive 22 and a half kilo jump he's made. Come on, Michael.
Whoa, just a little much. Whoa, lost his balance. He looks a little round there. He's a little upset, but he's still on the podium. He's got a medal.
We shall see. So I'm sure New Zealand is probably submitting change. Yep, there we go.
So what color of medal is it going to be?
301 for the win or not for the win, but for
the silver medal.
Silver medal on body weight.
What color of medal? So first we're going to watch Ilya Mishin of Russia. 272.5 kilo being loaded on the bar.
601. Nice milestone lift for him.
Yep. Breaking into the 600s. If you like your weights dealt in pounds.
As we weirdly do here in North America. Do you train in kilos or pounds?
Well, we'll have kilo plates, but we usually use pounds when we say how much we weigh, etc. Double overhand hook grip. It's slow, but I think his knees locked, shoulders back. Let's see what they say.
That right knee looks a little soft.
A little bit.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, 2 out of 3.
You only need 2.
Yep. And 275 on the bar for Ashton. Yeah, so in our powerlifting, we're definitely kilo here in Canada. And talking to Americans, when they're giving me this is my total, and they're giving it to me in pounds, I'm like, I have no idea. It sounds like a lot of weight because you're in the thousands, but I don't know what that equates to.
Fortunately, I think spending a lot of time in the sport will at least eventually get people to be able to speak kilo per se.
Yeah, speak kilo, speak international, yeah. It means a lot within your nation, but once you leave, everyone's like, okay, sir, I don't know what that means.
Not at all.
275 for Ashton Pang of Singapore. Ashton looking to take a 15-kilo jump and remain perfect in the deadlift event. It'll be 3 for 3.
He's definitely a deadlifter. He's got those deadlifting arms.
Yeah, he definitely does. And
the
engine is revving, but wow, that was a nice pull.
Very nice pull.
3 for 3, and he's in 5th position. Not bad, picking up some points for his native Singapore. Look at those long arms on display.
All right, we will see. So this will mean the difference between bronze and silver.
He's got a medal. What color will it be? And can he break his own world record deadlift? I'm going to tell you what, I like this kid.
He's got a very bright future.
I like it. I like his gumption. He's a scrappy young man, not afraid to lay it on the line, taking, I would say, calculated risks. Initially, the 20-kilo jump looked reckless. Took the foot out of my mouth.
Yeah, I agree with you. And he fooled everyone with that opener, too.
Yes,
I wonder if that was strategic.
Like Clifton when he's telling you he's hovering around 80%.
Oh.
Yeah, so Timothy Monegatti looking to close the show in style. A monumental pull. Never in history has a 74-kilo junior ever pulled this. What a way to close the show here.
You can hear the New Zealanders going crazy.
Whoa, he's got it going. Revving the end. No, just a little too much.
Yeah.
And bronze medal it is for Timothy with an amazing showing. Gave the crowd something they're not going to forget anytime soon.
I'm sure he will be back very soon.
Yeah.
Looks like that lift is not far off for him.
No, you know what? He got it just to the knees in that sumo. Not far from lockout. Relatively speaking.
Here comes Blake.
Back to back. This is how I lose my voice. When these fellas keep loading up world records. 305 for Blake Lehue of the US of A. Your 74-kilo world champion. Going to take another stab at that 305. It went up fast, but you had said, look, his biggest problem isn't strength. He's got strength for days. It's the balance at the top.
And that's definitely the strongest stance for him. It's unfortunate that comes into play.
There is no question he gets the firepower from that stance. It's just there's always drawbacks. So where there's a yin, there's a yang. So let's see him set up here. Keeping his hands closed right now.
Very methodical in his setup.
Yeah. Well, you might as well dig in your heels and get ready to fight.
Yeah. He definitely sets up the same way every time, though, whether it's an opener or a world record.
And that's how you do it. You had said you got your deadlift ritual. Stay on pace. Whenever you see a lifter break the ritual, it's a sign of a problem.
Exactly.
Look at Blake. This place is quiet. Oh, it's fast. Can he maintain? I think he got the down command. I think he gets it. 3 white lights, a world record. What a way to finish the day. Your world champion bounces back like a champion should. Nails the weight he missed on his second attempt. 305 kilos.
Beltless. Huge meet PR total.
Beltless. Now, why would he be going beltless, do you think?
You know, I've heard some lifters say that they feel like the belt gets in the way. And they can actually get tighter and get into a better position when they're not using the belt. That's why you'll see some lifters in the European nations wear their belts very high.
Yep.
And then some people just feel like they don't need it. It doesn't make any difference.
Shed it all together. Well, either way, what a phenomenal show from the 66 and 74 kilo juniors. Blake Lehue is your world champion in the 74s. And of course, we have, it was Eddie Berglund.
Eddie.
It was once again winning the world champion in the juniors for the 66 kilo class. What do you think, man? How'd you have it? Good time in the booth?
I was absolutely thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
We got the best seats in the house, buddy, don't we?
Easily. Hopefully you'll have me back sometime.
We definitely will. Thank you very much for sitting in.
Absolutely.
Quick also thank you to our sponsors, Alico and SBD. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with the medal ceremony. Six-pack Lapidat signing off.
kilo lifters, sub-junior and junior. All right, here we go. Handing out the medals. 3 distinguished individuals from India, USA, and Scotland. Give them a round of applause. All right, here we go. 66 kilo sub-junior category squat bronze medal winner Polska, Bartosz Warzychuk. Give him a round of applause. Silver medal winner, United States of America, Stephen Gasser. And the gold medal winner, hailing from France, Suleiman Turkey. Photos.
Gentlemen, right here, and 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Bench press, Polska. Bronze medal, Bartosz Warzychuk. Silver medal winner, Japan, Shimpai Barasi. And the gold medal winner, United States of America, Stephen Gasser.
Right here.
Photos.
3, 2, 1.
Step back, gentlemen, thank you. Let's move on to the deadlift. Deadlift now. Bronze medal winner, Japan, Shimpai Barasi. Silver medal winner, Polska, Bartosz Warzychuk. And the gold medal winner, Suleiman Turkey, France.
Right here again, and 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, gentlemen, you may step back now. Let's move. Thank you, gentlemen, you may step back now. Au revoir. And the total category, bronze medal winner, Polska, Bartosz Warzychuk. Silver medal winner, United States of America, Stephen Gasser. Gold medal winner, France, Suleiman Turkey. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for France's national anthem. France. Gentlemen, you may step back now. Let's move on to our next category, 74 kilo weight class, sub-junior. 66.
You got 66 juniors, right?
66 juniors, Sasha, 66 juniors. Right? Okay. Are these sub-juniors? 66 kilo weight class junior category squat from Ecuador, bronze medal winner Renzo Santelices. Silver medal winner Sweden Eddie Berglund. And the gold medal winner, USA, Dallas Bay.
Gentlemen, right down here. And 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Let's move on to the bench press. Bronze medal winner, Canada, Clifton Foe. Silver medal winner, Dallas Bay, USA. Gold medal winner, Sweden, Eddie Berglund. With a new open world record in the bench, Eddie Berglund. Photos, gentlemen.
Right down here. Yeah, good.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Deadlift now. Bronze medal winner, Canada, Jake Allison. Silver medal winner, USA, Dallas Bay. And the gold medal winner, Canada, with a new open world record, Clifton Foe. Photos.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Total category now. Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Total category. Bronze medal winner, Canada, Clifton Foe. Silver medal winner, USA, Dallas Bay. And the gold medal winner, hailing from the youth from Sweden, a big round of applause for Eddie Berglund. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Line up, Alex. Both of you line up. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Swedish national anthem. Big round of applause for all of our winners.
That's 9, baby. JR.
All right, some exit music. Hold on, Kumar. Hold on, wait till we get the music started. Exit music. All right, go ahead, follow him around. Take over. Here we go. Come on, give him a round of applause. All right, all 74 kilo weight class lifters, come on out. Kilo weight lifters. Sub-junior, junior, 74 kilo. 74 kilo. Please line up and come out, 74 kilo, you ready? Here they go. All right, beautiful. Thank you, gentlemen. Turning the sheet. Okay. Here we go. 74 kilo weight class, sub-junior category in the squat. Bronze medal winner hailing from Polska, David Kroll. Silver medal winner USA, Evan Glasgow. And the gold medal winner from Kazakhstan, Timur Kasanov. Timur. Photos.
Right down here, gentlemen.
Thank you, gentlemen. Bench press now. Bronze medal winner Kazakhstan, Timur Kasanov. Come on, give him a round of applause. We're almost finished, folks. Silver medal winner USA, Evan Glasgow. Gold medal winner Polska, David Kroll. Kroll. Thank you. Photos.
Right over here.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let's move on to the deadlift now. Bronze medal winner Polska, David Kroll. Silver medal winner United States of America, Evan Glasgow. Gold medal winner Timur Kasanov. Photos.
Right over here again, and 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Total category. Bronze medal winner Polska, David Kroll. Silver medal winner USA, Evan Glasgow. And the gold medal winner Kazakhstan, Timur Kasanov. Ladies and gentlemen, please Please stand for the Kazakhstani national anthem. Give them a round of applause. Before we do our next category, the IPF asks that everyone in the building stand for the national anthem, whether you are down here or up there on your cell phone. If you stand during the national anthem and show the respect to the other countries. Thank you. Here we go. 74 kilo weight class, junior category, in the squat. Bronze medal winner, United States of America, Stephen Blake LeHue. Silver medal winner, New Zealand, Timothy Mangeti. And the gold medal winner, United States of America, Michael Say. Photos.
Right over here. And 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Let's move on to the bench press. Bronze medal winner, Ireland, Conor DeVilly. Silver medal winner, United States of America, Blake LeHue. And the gold medal winner, hailing from the United States of America, Michael C. Photos.
Right over here. And 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Let's move on to the deadlift. Deadlift now. Bronze medal winner, Singapore, Ashton Hui Kwan Pang. Silver medal winner, New Zealand, Timothy Mangiati. And the gold medal winner, USA, Blake LeHue.
Right over here. And 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may step back now. Let's put the total category. New Zealand bronze medal winner, Timothy Monigatti. Did I get it right? Thank you. Silver medal winner, USA Michael C. And the gold medal winner of the new world record. Big round of applause for USA, Blake Lemieux. All right, will everyone please stand for the national anthem of the United States of America? Will everyone please stand for the national anthem of the United States of America? Applause all of our lifters. Gentlemen, you may step back into line. Hold on, Kumar, hold on. And let's get some exiting music, and the audience will give our... You may step back now, gentlemen. And the exit music, and our Kumar will give a big... Our audience will give them a big round of applause as Kumar escorts them off the platform.